presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Welcome, everybody. It is that time again. High school football is live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's an old district rivalry renewed, 4A versus 5A. The Newcastle Racers and the Elgin Owls on a toasty Friday night at Elgin Owl Football Field in Elgin, Oklahoma. Josh Calloway on hand with you, joined alongside my partner in crime, Billy Collier. Carson Wade on the production. Uriah Martinez up top running camera for us. Billy, we talked about it all season, going into the start of the season and each week, the gauntlet, this non-conference schedule that Newcastle has been playing in, just one tough test after another, 6A2 Bartlesville, 4A contender Tuttle, defending 4A champ Blanchard, and now you wrap it up with another big-time 4A contender. This is a team that went undefeated in 5A last year. They're down playing 4A this year in the Elgin Owls. Another big-time test tonight on the road, but should be another fun game.
Just a huge test. Big test tonight. You're right. They didn't lose until the second round of the playoffs. They lost to Claremore. But they're just
by a point.
Look good team. They got most of their players from last year back. Lost one guy, their running back, Matt Lund. I think the rest of them have been playing. Talking to somebody down on the field, they said that most of these guys have been playing since they were freshmen. You probably remember we played them back when, and they weren't all that good, 2-8, 3-7, something like that. Well, those kids have grown up now.
Right.
And so they're playing some good football, got some good size on them, and I think it's going to be a great game, a good test. It's kind of weird when you can't wait to get to district.
Right, yeah, the drop-off when you get to district play, and we'll talk about that, of course, more as we go on tonight, and, of course, going into next week with district play starting, kind of a brand-new district for us, new teams. Yeah, this is kind of funny because, we came here before. It was 2021 when we came here, like you said, and these teams were in the same district back then in 4A. A lot's changed since then. The two teams went their separate ways. Elgin moved up to 5A and started playing really well under head coach Chalmer Wyatt. He was our OSN Coach of the Year 2 years ago, which Coach Brickman's been a finalist for that as well the last couple years. So it's a great coaching matchup tonight. And now here you go into this season. They flip-flopped. Newcastle's moved up to 5A. Elgin's dropped down to 4A. And the Owls are a team that are going to be absolutely a contender in 4A this year. I mean, like we just said, they went undefeated in 5A last year, so it stands to reason that they're going to be okay moving down. They're off to a great 2-0 start, a couple of blowout wins, and they welcome in Newcastle. These two teams are vaguely familiar with each other, probably not the players so much as the coaches. They'll remember 3 years ago, and we'll see how that shakes out. But good to be back here. It's an OSN school as well, Elgin, so we have an OSN versus OSN battle tonight, which is fun. We appreciate everyone tuned into the Newcastle broadcast. Glenn Brockenbush and Vincent Saylor do a great job on the Elgin broadcast as well, so I wish them well, not tonight, but for the course of the season. And we're excited. This should be a really fun game, and it's another big test. I mean, if you're Newcastle, you're coming into this, your house money, right, because you took the step forward. You had a great opener. The Tuttle game was a bit of a step back from what you wanted, especially offensively.
Right.
Last week, you were right in position to get a monstrous road win. You let it get away late. But now here you go. You have another chance to make a statement on the road, and we'll see how they do. But if they can find a way to get through this, you're feeling great about it. But at the very least, either way, you're just about improving right now before you get to that district play, which starts next Friday.
Well, and watching the team warm up, there's a little bit more of an intensity to them that I saw, a little more of a focus, which you got to imagine playing these teams. They probably have been all over the place. They've had high times where they're feeling good about things, about the players. Then there are times that they probably just wanted to pull their hair out. Today they're looking at each other, talking a lot to each other, and I think you saw more of a team. It almost seems like they're getting their identity for 24-25 right here and just kind of getting some things together. So I'm looking forward to a good one. They came out last week. We said a lot of names you hadn't heard before, and there'll probably be a little bit of that tonight too. Got some back, but I think I saw with them more of a team focus than I have in the past week.
Sure. And definitely, like we said, last week some key guys out, many key players out again this evening. We'll get into that more in just a little bit as we can set the stage for this game. But young guys stepped up last week, when they were called upon, and so they'll be needing that again here tonight on the road. Hot night, by the way.
Hot.
We're still in the same state, right? Because I got out of my car here in Elgin, and it felt 10 degrees hotter at least.
Oh, man.
It is warm.
It is. If you're watching this from up around the Oklahoma City area, just know we stepped into the oven.
Apparently we're right on the edge.
It is just steamy hot.
So,
and we're inside.
Yeah,
and the air conditioning is steamy hot.
We get the pleasure of a booth tonight. Uriah's out there toughing it out for us, so shout out Uriah. And but it's gonna be a great night for football. It's already kind of sun's going down a little bit. It's getting to that time of year. It's getting dark earlier, and that cold front's coming in like next week, so it drops off quick. So we'll have plenty of cold soon. So soak in the heat for now, and we'll have that tonight. But a great night for football. Should be a great crowd here. A good amount of Newcastle contingent has made the voyage to Elgin, but for those who didn't, we appreciate you tuned in on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This is the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Oklahoma Abstract and Title. Great real estate services from ownership lists, title reports, abstracting, construction binders, owner and mortgagee title insurance, closing coordination, closings and monitoring delivery dates. Regardless of how complicated or simple your title problem is, they can help. Phone them at 405-348-8605. Oklahoma Abstract and Title, our Countdown to Kickoff sponsor for Newcastle Racers football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. All right, we're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, Bill and I will dive into this matchup, the names to know for both teams that will set the stage for Newcastle versus Elgin on a beautiful and warm Friday night in Elgin, Oklahoma. This is the Newcastle Racers pregame show rolling on after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Yeah, without one. my destiny.
Back in Elgin, Oklahoma, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, getting everything set and ready for this one, the final week of non-district play, as Newcastle and Elgin go toe-to-toe tonight. Next week, the games start to take a whole new level of importance. On that note, we'll go ahead and take a look at the schedule ahead for Newcastle. So you see 3 games down, 7 to go. Next week, back at Racer Stadium for the start of district play with the Duncan Demons coming to town. That'll be the first game of the Gene Reed experience. He'll be hopping in for me with Billy Collier. Gene always very gracious with that. He does our coach show on Tuesdays. He fills in for me a couple times a year whenever I have to go on the road for my other job. And so he'll be jumping in next week to join Billy for that game against the Duncan Demons, the start of district play. We'll then head on the road to Midwest City the week after that. It's another all-OSN affair as the Racers will take on the Bombers. Then we'll get a week off in the middle of October before getting back on the road again. Just 10 minutes from where I live in Oklahoma City with Class and SAS, the Comets, there before the home stretch, MacArthur, McGinnis, and Southeast. So, yeah, Bill, I mean, final week here of non-district play. The games, this is kind of your last week to button things up before the really important games. Every game is important. You want to win every game, but obviously the district play is where postseason the picture starts to take shape. So, from that perspective, that this game kind of has that extra level of importance before you get into that district play. Well,
and I hope Coach is, he wanted to set him up with some tough teams before they got to district, and he's succeeded in that.
Yeah.
I want to say how they come out tonight, play this, because you definitely can't start going when district starts. You've got to go into it full speed. Hoping to see some of that tonight, seeing the full speed stuff and the team really putting it together. Next week is homecoming.
There you go.
I don't know if you knew that. So having Duncan and homecoming and everything going on, it'll be an exciting time next week. I'm looking forward to getting to district and seeing how the season, what would you call it, pre-district?
Yeah.
Seeing how the first 4 games really set them up and the success that they'll have in district. See if that whole thing worked for Brickman. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to seeing how these first 4 games have helped them in the district and see how that works.
100%. We talked about it before. It's a very different layout schedule than what we're used to, and it's largely because of the realignment, the change. Newcastle's district only has 7 teams in it, which is part of why the schedule is the way it is. Why they have 4 non-district games this year. That's why the bye week is in the middle of October. Because it's a little funky. It's a little uneven. Whatever the right word I'm looking for. It's not very congruent overall. The way the schedule kind of lays out. But it's going to be interesting to see how, like you said, how they kind of make that transition and a whole bunch of new teams. We haven't seen any of those teams since we've been doing this. So other than Class and SAS, so it'll be some new ground and some new district rivalries, and we're excited for that. And that starts next week with the Duncan Demons coming to Racer Stadium and Gene Reed Field. That's going to be a fun one next Friday night, like you said, for homecoming. So, and a big game for district play. Every game becomes hugely important. And, the one benefit, the 7 district teams, it's still 4 make the playoffs. So your odds technically go up, by just sheer percentages. But, yeah.
Well, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to have a different flavor.
Yeah.
We've had, this is our 5th year doing this, and I think this year it's just going to have a different flavor. By the way, I like your word, funky. It's going to have a funky flavor to it just because there's the new teams, new mindset with some of the teams. Playing more in the city, and I think that's going to bring a new flavor and some new competition. Looking forward to seeing how we do up against some of the city teams and the metro teams. So I'm kind of looking forward to that as well, just that different feel to the season.
Yeah, and so far, we'll get into this more as the season goes on, and we'll see how it actually ends up playing out, because that's kind of the funny thing about non-district play. It's just like non-conference play in college football. You think you know what it means, but it's hard to really know, and then you get into the actual action, and then it kind of shakes out, not how you always expected. So far, Newcastle's district, 5A1, has been underwhelming. I mean, some of the teams you thought, Lawton MacArthur, who's on OSN, certainly Bishop McGinnis, who we'll see later this year as well in November, those teams are not off to just flying starts like you kind of thought they would. Right. So the way it's kind of shaping up, you're looking at the schedule. I mean, you're certainly, we always view Newcastle certainly as a playoff team, but you're kind of looking at this saying, like, if we play what we're capable of, we get healthy, the Racers are going to have a chance to win a lot of games and get up toward the top end of the district, which we talked about before, is obviously Newcastle's made the playoffs every year that we've been doing this, but there's a big difference between slipping in as like the 4 and getting up to that 2-1. Your path into the postseason is vastly different. So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. It's still very early, but you're kind of looking at this. Even though Newcastle's 1-2 with the schedule they played, the way they've played, you're kind of looking at this saying there's a path to a lot of wins the rest of the season. So I'm excited for that. Let's go ahead and get into our starting lineup here, presented by Sooner State Bank. You have many options when it comes to financial institutions. At Sooner State Bank, they pride ourselves on providing a level of service that will exceed your family or business expectations. Stop by one of our branch locations today to talk to our dedicated staff. Sooner State Bank, member FDIC, 212 Wright Street in Newcastle. All right, Billy, so we talked about it last week. Newcastle missing some key guys. They're going to miss some key guys again tonight. TJ Bradford, the headliner, going to be out again tonight. Also, Rex Heskew, go-to receiver, also one of the best cornerbacks on the team, if not the best, also going to be out tonight, among others. Who are some racers you're watching for to step up in those guys' absence and just in general here in this tough road game?
Well, I was really impressed with how Alec and Ashton Schumard stepped up last week, 13 and 14. They came out, played some good defense, had a real good catch. I believe it was Alec that had a real good catch last week, kind of stepping up in that void. On defense, he had a new guy, Jaden Fletcher, number 41. He has kind of stepped into Hunter Berry's place. We've lost him for the season. And he did real good last week in his first game. Was solid there. As well as you had Brown, number 7, Tucker Brown. He kind of came in. We were missing Scagnetti. I believe he's padded up tonight.
It looked like he was going through warm-ups. We'll see. That'd be a big lift if he could play, obviously.
Huge lift. But he did a great job last week. And so a lot of this, and last week, if you saw it, by the end of the game, Shanuel was just exhausted. He put the team on his shoulder and really led on both offense and defense. And so I'm hoping some of them can step up, take some of that load off. At running back, I think we're going to see Bradley and Jordan. I think we'll see, Rogers. Ben Rogers. I think you'll see a lot of them. I saw Ben down there getting a lot of the handoffs warming up. And so I think those are some of the new names you're going to hear that we weren't expecting to hear 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see how they're going to step up and step into that. And they're also younger players.
Right.
And so that also tells you if they're stepping up right now, what we're going to be looking at in the next year or two. So those are some of the ones that I am looking at. Of course, Aiden Elcision had, I'd say, probably his best game last week that he's had all year.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing how he kind of commands the front there on defense as well as the blocking and such at tight end.
Yeah, I'm with you. Tucker Brown, like you said, was really great last week, kind of stepping up. Ben Rogers is a big one without TJ Bradford. I'm curious, without Heskew, who's going to be the go-to guy, for Jackson Shanuel? Because, we talked about it. Whenever things break down, number 4 is who he's looking for. So is it Caden Longman? Is it, either Alec or Ashton Schumard, I suppose? Either the Schumards, who kind of steps up in that role and can kind of be a reliable option in the passing game? Because we're talking to Vincent Saylor, who, like we said, does the Elgin broadcast before the game. Elgin has given up a passing touchdown, he said, in 14 games. Yeah. They've only given up 1 touchdown this season. Now, they've only played 2 games, but nevertheless, 1 touchdown in 2 games is not too shabby. So, they're not easy to throw the ball on. They're not easy to do anything on. And so you can't have it all be on the run game. You're going to need to be able to throw it around at least a little bit tonight. And so without Rex Heskew, that certainly becomes a lot tougher. So who's going to step up in that role? Also, I'd like to see Antonio Brown get a little more involved, too. He just seems like he's such a playmaker. Whenever they kind of give him chances, I feel like he usually comes through. I like to see him get a little more involved, too. Maybe that's tonight without Rex Heskew is an opportunity for that. So
and I think you're going to see that. Again, obviously, they've been a great pass defense, so I think is going to open up. Imagine if you send out the Schumards and you send out Longman, and they go out long. Well, that's going to open up for Elcision or Antonio Brown, like you're saying. And what I like about Tone is that he is already there to make a play. Every time he gets the ball, he's ready to make a play. And so I'm hoping he sees a little bit more of that, but I think it's going to open up a little bit more on the inside. He's not afraid to get hit where some of the smaller guys are. He'll get in there. I think he'll do that. I think you'll see Longman probably come back and play more of the Heskew area, kind of in the back there. So we'll see if he kind of steps up into that kind of the, what do you call that, cover one?
Right.
And step back in there. So We'll see. We'll see how that is. I think Heskew is probably one of the best cover guys on the team, and no disrespect to any of the others.
Sure.
But I think that's going to be a big miss because he's usually the vocal one back there too.
Sure. Hopefully they can get him back, sooner rather than later. He's a key element of this team, both offensively and defensively. What about for Elgin? So, the Owls come into play tonight. They're 2-0, like we said. They've off to a fantastic start. They blew out Lawton MacArthur back in the opener, 28-7. They housed Dallas Hillcrest, who's obviously coming up from Texas. I think it was 58-0 in their second game. They had last week off, so they've kind of just been preparing for this game. They've had a couple weeks to rest and get ready for this game. Like you said, Matt Lund was their big guy out here last year. He was an OSM Player of the Year candidate. Obviously no longer, but they got some really talented guys, headlined by their quarterback, Tress Laura.
Yes, Trace is excellent. You'll see tonight we're watching warm up. He's throwing it 20 yards on a rope, just straight to him.
Really good player.
Has a great strong arms, but I also have watched in video has a great touch where he'll just kind of put it right into the basket, like we say. And so I think he really is the general of the team.
Sure.
So
yeah, and an offensive line. You got Anthony Ogamoro, who's a big-name guy. If you were tuned into our OSN season preview show, I brought up Ogamoro as one of the best guys in 4A, committed to the Tennessee Volunteers, who coincidentally are in town tomorrow. He's a big-time player. You don't get a big-time SEC program to come into the state of Oklahoma to take guys on the trenches very often, and that's what happened. So finding a way to get around him is going to be easier said than done. Talk about those defensive ends. No Hunter Berry. Good. There you go. Good luck. You got to deal with Anthony Ogamoro, who's one of the best players in Oklahoma, regardless of position.
Oh, yeah, 315 pounds, 6'5".
A monster.
Definitely a mountain among men. And so I think he's doing real good. Some of the guys that kind of stuck out to me, 34, Ritzenmeyer. He's a running back. Strong guy. Just the eye test down there, seeing him, he's going to be hard to take down. So I think he is very good. Number 2, Brady Morrison, I saw in video of him. He took a kickoff, and once he got past the first line of defense, he was just a blur to the touchdown. Camry didn't even keep up with him. So, and he's a junior. One of the things that I had heard downstairs is that these are the guys, when Coach Chalmer, when he came here, he started setting up his program. And so now from second grade up, he's been here 6 years. And so these guys, a lot of them were freshman starters back when they were winning 4 games. Now they have worked themselves up. They've got the experience. They've got the mindset. So there's a lot of things there that you're seeing. And, of course, they're averaging 457 yards a game. We talked about that last week, about the offense.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see. And, again, both of those were against teams I would say they should have been against.
Right.
Interested to see what they're going to do against the Newcastle defense tonight.
100%. Obviously the Razor defense off to a great start, and like I said, Elgin's offense off to a great start. So it's kind of a good on good there, and excited to see how that shakes out. So we're excited for this one. Elgin comes in at 2-0, like I said, coached by Chalmer Wyatt, who's a very good coach, and Elgin's OSM program. So we pull for Elgin week to week, but not tonight. Not tonight. Newcastle and Elgin. Excited for this one. Going to be a fun one. Those were our starters, our players to watch from Sooner State Bank. This is the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Oklahoma Abstract and Title. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll continue to set the scene. We're getting close to kickoff, just about 6 minutes or so away from getting this thing started. We'll let you know some of the other games on OSN tonight. We'll have the coin toss, and then we'll get you all set and ready for Newcastle and Elgin live right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We are engineers, scientists, and analysts, the roughnecks, pipe fitters, and welders. We are the workforce that produces Oklahoma's oil and natural gas. We find and deliver the energy that makes this state and country go. We do it better, more safely, with more care for our shared environment than anyone in the world. We do it because our prosperity, our national security, and our way of life depends on us. We do it because we love it.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Back at Elgin Owl football field, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, just moments away from getting this one started. Teams are out there for the coin toss. Coin flip sponsor presented by Elcision Realty. Boomer and Tiffany Elcision of the Tiffany team are your local realtors with Prime Realty. Go Racers. Newcastle, of course, the road team. Tonight here in Elgin, Taj Smith, Aiden Elcision, Jackson Shanuel, and who's that fourth? Is that Hexskew? Or no, it's Trey Burchett, not dressed out tonight, is the fourth captain. Excited for this one. Opening coin toss here, let's see, is won by the Elgin Owls, and they were going to take the football. I feel like most teams seem to defer around here as of late, but they're going to take the football, and so we'll see Tress Laura and this Elgin offense on the field first against the Newcastle Racers defense. Elsewhere on OSN tonight is another great slate. Our final week before district play starts next week all across the state of Oklahoma. Walton MacArthur and Ponca City are playing tonight. This is a really good one. Carl Albert has got Stillwater tonight. That's a really fun one. That's in Stillwater, too. So a road game for the Titans. Old Mid-Del matchup, Midwest City. Del City tonight. Cash has got Sulphur. Walters taking on Velma Alma as well. And, of course, our game here features a couple of OSN schools with Newcastle and Elgin. We're just a couple minutes away from getting this thing started. Billy, any final thoughts? We're going to have the Racers defense coming on the field here first, and I think you're kind of okay with that if you're Coach Brickman. I mean, try to get yourself a good stop, good field position to start. Defense is your strength, so get them out there first. I kind of like it.
That's right. Well, that's where we've talked about this week is seeing their offense go against our defense, and we get to open it up to watch that right off the bat.
Elgin Owls taking the field now. Racers do the same in just a moment. So let's go ahead and step aside one more time. They got the cowbells here. And, the jugs with I remember that from 2021. I kind of forgot. The jugs with, I don't know what's in there, pennies or something. I don't know. It makes a lot of noise. We're going to step aside. This has been the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Oklahoma Abstract and Title. When we come back, we're going to have the kickoff. Elgin Owls, Newcastle Racers live right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma because we wouldn't be a community without you.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
All right, here in Elgin, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Carson Wade on the production. Uriah Martinez up top working the camera. We are ready to go. Opening kickoff presented by First United Bank. First United Bank, with over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas, is a family bank in every sense of the word. Family owned and operated, built on family values, treating you like family. Spend life wisely. Member FDIC. Our first quarter sponsor as well is Chris Dumm, Allstate agent. Chris knows what life is like here in Newcastle, that you choose your car and your home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. He also knows how important it is to do the same when it comes to insurance. He looks forward to getting to know you and helping you find the solutions that meet your needs. Call him today, 405-392-2390. Great environment here in Elgin. We're excited up and ready for this one. Oh, a little pump fake on a – was that a pump fake for an onside? You see the Elgin guys scramble on that. That was new.
That different.
And now we'll get back to – your regular scheduled programming. Opening kickoff here is going to be from Brian Madrano. And away we go. Newcastle and Elgin on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Line drive goes off the pads. And it was fair caught, I think, is the ruling here. from Braxton Atuna. I think I might make them re-kick this, actually. I don't know what's going on here. Elgin in their home all-black unis with red helmets. Newcastle in the home white with blue pants, blue helmets. So they said the kicking team offsides this. They got to redo this. Back up 5 yards. That was interesting. Okay, flying start here.
Starts off interesting. Wow.
Great environment, like we said, in Elgin. Big crowd here. A lot of Racer fans made the trip to Elgin. Just a big football weekend in the state of Oklahoma. Yep. Huge games in Stillwater and Norman tomorrow. Last week of non-district play in high school football. Just that time of year. Just big games. Gotta love it. We got a big one here with the Newcastle Racers and the Elgin Owls. So let's try this again. Madrano will kick it from the 35 this time. Owl faithful are loud, and here we go. Kick is away, and it'll go over the head and into the end zone of Braxton Antuna, and they'll take the touchback. So not a bad kick. Madrano's done a pretty good job at getting those touchbacks this season. And we'll get a look at this Elgin offense here first, led by quarterback Tress Laura.
Well, that was a good kick. I thought it might be close to going out of bounds, but it just kept going.
Just barely
almost
stayed
looked
in
like
there.
A golf ball, just kind of that slow rise and
it
kept
just
going.
Barely stayed in there.
So
here we go. Elgin's offense, like we said, led by Laura. 4-year starter for the Elgin Owls. Been here quite a while. The running back we mentioned in pregame, Ritson Meyer, back there next to him. 3 wide set for the Owls on their first play. Laura will throw. Drops back, good clean pocket. He's going to fire deep over the middle of the field. Got a man down there, is caught in stride. There he goes and ran down inside the 30 is Brody Morrison. We talked in pregame about his speed, Billy, and they take a shot deep. No Rex Heskew, no TJ Bradford in the secondary, and Elgin gets a big play right out of the gate.
Well, and that was a beautiful pass. I mean, it looked like it was 20 yards ahead of him, and he just ran right underneath it. Of course, he's got some incredible speed, but just a great pass there by Tress.
So a huge play to get it started for the Elgin offense. They're all the way down to the 23-yard line. Not a bad way to start at home if you're the Owls. They had a 1st and 10. Meyer goes in motion. Laura will throw it out to him in the flat, catches it in stride. Inside the 15, keeping his legs chugging inside the 10. 1st and goal, Owls. And you can see right away, Tress Laura. I know that's just a little dump off. Doesn't look like anything special. He hit him right in stride. Never had to break for even a moment. And he took it right for about 15 yards.
Well, and you're going to see the difference between somebody that's a second-year starter and someone who's a fourth-year starter.
Yeah.
Is that he's got the experience. He knows the sides of the shoulder. Really good, clean passes right there.
Well, what a start for Elgin. 2 plays, and they got it 1st and goal at the 6. Trying to punch in a touchdown to start this game. Run with Ritson Meyer to the right. He's bottled up, nowhere to go. Gets maybe 1.5 yards. Sets up 2nd and goal.
Good job by Elcision, just standing in there. Of course, he's looking up at big number 58 and 55, I believe. So it was good for him just stay in there, clog it up, and take him down.
If you're Newcastle, obviously, you're disappointed with the way it started, but you got to buckle down right now. You've been pretty good in these goal line situations. Find a way to force them at least into a decision on 4th down. We'll see what they can do. 2nd and goal. Laura will throw out in the flat. Pass is caught. Got some separation. A good tackle by Ian Barker on Colin Donnelly, the big senior linebacker / fullback / tight end. You see him with the big, what is that, the neck roll?
Yes.
Whatever. There's a proper term, the flak jacket or whatever it's called. He is a big boy, and a good job by Barker to knock him down short of the goal line.
Yeah, now you're looking at 3rd. So good bend, but not break yet.
3rd and goal. Racers defense trying to bow up and get a stop here inside their own 5. They'll run it with Meyer here up the gut, and he's going to plow his way forward and gets in. Touchdown, Elgin Owls. He ran into Scagnetti, who got him on the turf quick, but he couldn't quite stop him from getting in there. And it's an early lead for the Owls. A touchdown for Ritson Meyer from 3 yards out.
Yeah, that was a great start for them.
Yeah.
Real good start. And they're just too close to the goal line. I think if Scagnetti would have had a couple of yards to slow him down, but you'll notice when he was in the backfield of that, he stood another couple of yards farther back to get a bigger head of steam.
Extra point from the lefty kicker, Aiden Delgado, is up and good. And the Owls are on the board first. 10-13 to play in the opening quarter. Elgin leads at 7-0. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back in Elgin, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. Fast start for the Owls. 5-play drive off the touchback. Ends in a quick touchdown. The bomb from Laura to Morrison got it going. And then Ritzenmeyer kind of did the rest. The catch out in the flat, he took it down inside the 10, and then he punched it in from 3 yards out. And Elgin's on the board first, 7-0. So we'll see how the Racers can respond. Certainly not an ideal start. The Racers' defense, which has been so good, and it's one drive, but behind the 8 ball early. See how they answer. Kickoff is driven down the middle of the field. Will be pulled in inside the 20 by Caden Longman. Longman will bounce outside, and he's wrangled down about the 25. And that's where the Racers' offense will set up camp by quarterback Jackson Shanuel.
Well, and I don't know that anybody's been talking about our offense and their defense, so it'll be good to see if we can kind of return the favor to them. Kind of get them back on their heels. Yeah. I know that Brugman's going to make some adjustments on defense. So it was Bradshaw and a lot of those guys. So I know that it's just the first series. But I'll be interested to see what they do on offense to answer back.
Interesting to see this Newcastle offense, which, had the shutout against Tuttle, only put up 3 points in the first half, but they really seemed to find a groove late in that Blanchard game last week. So we'll see what they can do here tonight. First pass on the flat to Longman is incomplete. Boy, Elgin was ready for that. A couple of Owl defenders got in the mix there. Hunter Jackson, number 10, in there for Elgin, as well as I think that's, let's see, I can't quite make out the number. Oh, it's number 5, which is Josh Adesola, also in there on that.
Yeah, that pass kind of worried me a little bit because there were some black jerseys right there ready to snag it out of the air.
So 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. 3 receivers at the bottom, 1 up at the top. Shanuel joined by Ben Rogers getting the start in the backfield. They're going to go deep here, looking for Schumar down the sideline. It's incomplete. Boy, he almost had it. That was a really nice throw by Schumar, but just good coverage. That's Bryce Martin, junior cornerback for the Owls, who was tight on Schumar and broke that up.
Yeah, he was. He was just right there step for step with him. You can tell Schumar's pretty upset. He had that in his hands and it got knocked out.
So you see him take a shot early, can't quite come through with it. And it's now going to be 3rd and 10. This Elgin crowd is rocking, by the way. 3rd and long. Rogers will bounce out. Shanuel pressure. It's a little mid-screen play. Pass deflected, but it is still caught. But then wrapped up and put on the ground by Jace Williams. And it's a quick 3 and out for the Racers offense. Might have lost a yard on that, too.
He did.
Pass was deflected at the line. Kind of just threw off the whole rhythm of it.
Yeah, I did. That's what they're going to need tonight. They're going to need to find a rhythm. That's how they did it last week. They found that rhythm, and they kept going on that rhythm, which carried them for most of the second half.
So far from an ideal start for Newcastle here as they go 3 and out on offense, and Caden Longman will have to punt it away. He gives it a boot. Looks like a pretty good one. It'll bounce down at the 40, take a Newcastle bounce, and roll forward a very Newcastle bounce all the way. Is that still in bounds? We'll see where they mark that.
Look like about the 20.
So a big punt from Longman to help flip the field there. That's a spot where a bad punt could have really hurt you. So good job by Longman. And see if the Racers defense can bounce back after a strong first possession for Elgin.
Yeah, I'd like to see how they're going to change up their coverage. They play a 3-3-5. I wonder if they go more to a 4-2-5, and that kind of trying to work both ends, the front end and the back end.
So here comes Laura and the Elgin offense back out there. First drive, 5 plays right down the field, touchdown, including punched it in the 3-yard run by Meyer. We'll see what they do for an encore here on possession number 2. Very interesting formation here. They're going to run it with Meyer up the middle. Bouncing off some guys, pushing his way across the first down marker all the way to the 37. So give him about 15 or 16 on that first down run. Move the sticks for Elgin, getting the ball rolling again here.
Well, and you're not going to stop him if you can't stop those legs. He is very strong, and is going to keep those feet moving, so you're going to have to see some team tackling.
Meyer, a really good baseball player out here for Elgin as well. Him and Laura both. Good baseball program for Elgin. We've had them some state tournament games on OSN. 1st and 10. Meyer will bounce out. Laura will drop back to throw on first down. He'll throw down the sideline for Meyer. He got him in stride again. Inside the 35. Boy, Tress Laura is dropping dimes everywhere to start this game. And Elgin's on the move.
That was just a beautiful pass. I mean, just right over the defense, right into his hands.
Yeah. So far, Tres Laura, as advertised, as these throws, the two deep ones in particular, just, right where they needed to be. Receiver not having to break stride. And the Owls got it 1st and 10 to the 33. Enjoying that horn.
Oh,
Bill?
my goodness.
First down. Handoff here, and slicing and dicing his way down near the 25-yard line is Antuna. And he picks up about 8 yards on first down, sets up 2nd down and 2.
That front line for Elgin is just handling the defensive line. So you see him kind of switching some out, trying to keep fresh legs in there. But they are moving the Newcastle defense back.
Yeah, Anthony Ogamoro, like we talked about, he gets the headlines for obvious reasons. But it's a good offensive line, just period. Yeah, Shea Spencer, a senior tackle on one side. They're an old line and a good line, and you're seeing that so far in this one. Laura will throw on 2nd down. Pass is incomplete. Boy, if Ian Barker pulls that in, he might be gone.
I think he saw the end zone before the ball was in his hands. I mean, it would have been a touchdown right there.
That was a perfect read by the Racer defense. They were absolutely ready for that. First mistake by Laura, but it doesn't bite him too bad, as it again. You never know, but he looked like he was going to be gone. So it's 3rd and 2 after the incomplete pass. They'll go back on the ground here with Antuna. He's got the first down and more. Antuna inside the 10 to the goal line. Touchdown, Elgin. 25 yards, and the Owls have got a 2-score lead quickly here on their home field.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through the first quarter. They have gone down the field. There's got to be some adjustments made, and I know that they will be made. But I'll tell you right now, when Altuna gets the ball and he gets past the first line, he's just so fast. So fast. And so by the time they could get their hands on him, he was in the end zone.
Definitely a lot of speed, and it results in a 25-yard touchdown run by the sophomore running back, Braxton Antuna. Extra point is through, and with 7:14 to play in the first, Elgin's got a 2-score lead here at home, 14-0. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. Just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
Back to Elgin. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. Fast start for the home team. The Owls have scored 2 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes here, and they lead at 14-0 over Newcastle. Racers a little bit shell-shocked here, Billy. They've come out, Elgin just hair on fire. They look like a team that had last week off. They've come out with a lot of energy and an edge here at home. And Newcastle's got to find a way to respond and try to get some of this momentum back.
Quick.
Kickoff here will go toward the sideline and right out of bounds, so that'll help. Good field position for the Racers to start after the kick goes out. And we'll see if they can get it back going here in the second drive. Was a little surprised. Once you kind of get behind the stakes, you have no choice. But that first possession, 3 and out, 3 passes. Obviously, we talked how good Elgin is defending the pass. And then Newcastle's typically more of a run-first team anyway. And now you're missing T.J. Bradford. So I'll be curious to see if they try to go on the ground a little bit more this time.
Well, and I was curious about that too, because you think traditionally run a couple, try and get that strength down, see what that's going to do, and then go to the pass. So let's see what they do this time.
Rogers back out there next to Shanuel. 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. And a flag here. I didn't see anybody move, but maybe somebody did.
Looked like he put both his hands up to his chin, which would be
false start.
False start.
I honestly didn't see where it was.
Well, I was wondering if
they get him.
one of the receivers I don't think got all the way up to the line, so that put too many people in the backfield. So,
okay.
I think down here, I think it was Schumar down here, number 13, didn't quite get up on the line.
5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 15. Not helping things.
Nope.
Oh, we'll go on the ground on 1st down and nowhere to go. Rogers is blown up. Shea Spencer, 77, the senior, first one in there.
Man.
Laying the lick. And now Newcastle's looking at 2nd and 16. They give him a loss of 1 on that.
Well, I tell you what, Kephart got around that lineman fast, big number 52. He was right in there. As soon as he got the handoff, he was hanging on to his legs.
2nd down and 16. 3 receivers at the top, nobody at the bottom. They'll send Lawman in motion, and we have another flag. Same thing. 5-yard penalty on the Racers again. So, obviously, they're doing something. I'm not seeing it with the naked eye. What is
Me either.
It has got them twice now.
But you see the coaches down there talking to the official on that side, trying to figure out what's going on.
2 quick penalties makes it 2nd down and 21 now. Just a nightmare start to this game for Newcastle. My goodness.
We've got 4 receivers.
Going to have to air it out. 2nd down and 21. Shaniel drops back to pass. He'll fire far side. Pass is caught by Schumard. He'll fight through. The ball came out. It's on the deck. And Elgin's got it. That's a turnover. Schumard had it poked loose at about the 35-yard line. Got out near the original line of scrimmage, so a good gain. But it was poked away and recovered by the Owls. So a turnover.
Man.
When it rains, it pours right now. And Elgin's got it 1st and 10 on the 35.
My goodness. And this is just a rough start. I think needed some conversations, turn this thing around, and holy cow. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So the turnover, Schumar loses it, and the Owls now have got it 1st and 10 to 35. And Newcastle staring down the barrel of a 3-score deficit here.
We need a turnover.
1st and 10. Fake the handoff to Meyer. Laura will roll out to pass and fire. It's incomplete. Good defense there by Lawman, jumping in front of the intended target, Josh Adesola.
Yeah,
2nd and 10.
And watch, Laura does that a lot. He'll run around to the right side. Did I say, yeah, Laura. He'll run around to that right side and is a pretty accurate passer on the run on that direction. So you'll see that again.
So incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 10. Racers, obviously, defense has been very good so far this season, but early on, Elgin doing kind of everything they want. See if they can buckle down, make some adjustments here and get a stop. Here's Meyer to the right side. Got some room to run. He's got the 1st down. Maybe I spoke a little too soon as he was upended right at the stick by Lum, and he might be short by about a yard. So it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Well, I'm telling you what, that the line is getting to that second row of defense, hitting their linebackers. You got to be impressed by a good line like that.
Call it less than 1. Call it a half. 3rd down here and a half. Imagine they would just pound it forward with Meyer the way he's been running it. 3rd down. Here he is, right side. He's got the 1st down and then some. Hurdles a guy. There's a flag down in the backfield, so this might be coming back. We'll see. But a heck of a run by Ritson Meyer, who has been a nightmare so far. This Elgin rushing attack has been incredible to start this game. But that one is going to come back. A hold on the Owls. Certainly take that if you're Newcastle. Back them up 3rd and long now.
Absolutely. Got a little bit of help on that one. Now, I don't know how much they needed it, but definitely some holding in there. It does look like there's a lot of hand wrestling inside on those lines there if you're watching that.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 now after the holding penalty backs them up. See if the Racers can take advantage. Feels like a spot where they really need to. Find a way to take advantage and cash in on that penalty, get the stop, and try to get the ball back. Still down just 2 scores with a whole game to go. Laura back to pass without in the flat to Meyer. A lot of space over here. Can they get him down an open field? And Barker, a great open field tackle to spin Meyer down and set up a 4th down.
Yeah, that was a good way to stay with him. Kept his feet, kept his defensive stance there, didn't jump for anything, and that's a hard tackle. So excellent tackle for Barker there.
So now you have fourth down. You feel like Elgin should definitely go for this. I would encourage them to do that. The way their offense has been rocking so far. There's the biggest spot in this game so far. Newcastle wants to try and flip things. You got to find a way right now. 4th and 4. Laura will check with his sideline.
Yeah, this would be the time to try and hit a mark on that momentum.
And now whistle and kind of sensing the moment a little bit here. Looks like we're going to have a timeout by Elgin with 4:42 to go. So, Billy, obviously this is a massive spot here. So far, it's been all Owls. I mean, everything you could want. 2 easy touchdown drives, 2 3-and-out, or a 3-and-out and a turnover for the Racers. But there's a ton of game left. Mm-hmm. You find a way to get this 4th down stop. You hope to put together a drive. I mean, it can turn quick, but you got to come through with spots like these. These are high leverage flip moments in a football game right here.
Well, you said before the game that the players are probably not very knowledgeable of each other. And so I think you see here at the first that they're doing some things that Newcastle is kind of taken back and surprised by. Maybe as the game goes on, I mean, we're only at 4:42 in the first quarter. As the game goes on, they'll get more set in. They'll see what they're doing and such, and are able to make those stops. Yeah. But right now, I think they're just kind of in a shock and a surprise.
Definitely a heck of a start for the home team. Last game before district play starts next week. We'll get the week started with the Coaches Show on Tuesday night at Luigi's. Luigi's, dedicated to the memory of their grandfather, installed in the family a love of Italian food. They are family-owned, providing exceptional service and unforgettable experience. We look forward to welcoming you to our family table. 3 locations in Yukon, Chickasha, and, of course, in Newcastle. 4615 Southwest 179th Street, the Newcastle Coaches Show, Tuesday nights at 6:30 at the great Gene Reed. So back to it, 4th down and 4. Big play here. Man in motion is out of soul. It gets closer to the line. Laura will not hand it off. We have a whistle, and that's going to be a false start on Elgin. Wow. That's a huge penalty against the Owls. So that's going to back it up, make it a 4th and 9. I figure you probably still go for it, but now you're in a definite passing situation as opposed to the run game, which has been obviously sensational so far.
Well, and I don't know. I mean, if I was sitting over there coaching, which I never have, they've never asked, I don't know if I wouldn't punt it and get it down there deep, because I don't know how well the way things have gone in this series, if they're getting 9 yards right here and that turns it over at the 25, where if they punt it, get it back inside the 10, the way their defense has been handling it, you may see a flip of the field.
Yeah, definitely interesting decision here for Coach Chalmer Wyatt. You've got all the momentum right now. You do give a little back by punting, but you give more back if you go for it and don't get it. They're going to go for it. Laura will throw over the middle of the field. It's caught. 1st down. Another great throw by Tress Laura. Found the soft spot in the defense. Put it right on Brody Morrison at the 22. 1st and 10.
That's what I would have done.
That was another great throw. Boy, Tress Laura has been pinpoint so far. He made the one bad decision he got away with when Ian Barker jumped the little pass in the flat. But other than that, it's been 10 out of 10 so far for Laura. So a gut punch there for the Racers. It's 1st and 10 at the 22. They'll give it on a little jet sweep here to Kaysenmeyer. And he gets popped at about the 20. Initial hit by Scagnetti. I'll give him about 2, maybe 2.5, 2.
It's good to see Brown and Scagnetti in there beside each other. I wonder how that's going with both of them being just hitters.
2nd down for the short pickup for the Owls. Back into the red zone again. Laura will check with his sideline. Fast start for the home team. They got a 2-touchdown lead and trying to add to it. 2nd down. They'll run it with Meyer. Right side of the line, not a whole lot there. There's a good job to spin forward. How did he do that? Magic Man, Ritson Meyer, 20-yard touchdown run. Looked like he had nowhere to go, and somehow squeaked forward and house call.
My goodness. He ran into the pile and then ran out of it. He is a strong man. So, my goodness.
So, Ritson Meyer's got his 2nd touchdown run of the game. Elgin's 2nd touchdown run of 20 yards or more. And they lead at 20-0 with an extra point on the way. Spot down, kick is up, and I believe through. It is through.
Yep.
And with 3:32 to go in the first, it's all Elgin right now. They lead at 21-0. Racers desperately need to respond. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back to Elgin, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. What a start for the home team. Elgin leads at 21-0 with 3:32 to go in the first. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and then defensively a 3-and-out and a turnover so far. I mean, you just can't draw it up any better for Elgin, any worse for Newcastle so far.
The only thing I'd say is a positive is we're not out of the first quarter. And so
there's a ton of game. Yeah,
exactly. I'm
no
hoping there's some things taking place. But, yes, this has been just a perfect game for them.
Short kick will get caught right as he went out of bounds. Should have let that go out of bounds. Schumar pulled that in right before the sideline. And so Newcastle will set up, looks like the 26, 27 or so. And this is where it starts, though, is right here. You got to find a way to put together a drive if you're Newcastle. At the very least, just to give your defense a chance to talk some things over. And, you know, they've only ran 5 offensive plays so far. Elgin's held the ball the entire quarter, essentially.
Well, and you said it last week. Don't start with the touchdown, start with the first down. Let's get a first down. And that's actually how they got the momentum started last week. And it's how they're going to have to get it started this week.
So we'll see. Newcastle trying to flip the momentum here. They got 1st and 10. They did give them the 27, so that's where they set up camp here to start this third drive. Shaniel back to pass. Got some time here. He'll move to his right, trying to find somewhere to go with it. He'll bounce outside to avoid the sack. Shaniel buying time. He'll just get rid of it. Boy, he had all day to throw on that one, but just couldn't quite find an open man. Good coverage there by this Elgin passing defense, which, like we said, is one of the strengths of their team. It hasn't given up a passing touchdown in 14 games. Didn't give up one at all last year, and so far in 2 games, none this year. Now,
there is one thing that I noticed on that. All the time he had back there, they were all scooted back and stuck. He could have run that for probably 15 yards.
So the incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 10. 4 wide with Rogers, the running back, next to Shanuel. They'll go on the ground to Rogers, a little sweep run and nothing there. Once again, that is Shea Spencer, who has been just a menace so far for the Elgin defense, also with their starting tackle on the other side. So he's having himself a game so far.
Oh, great game. He's been right in there. Every time the ball was near him, he was on it. Just has a smell for it.
So a loss of 2 sets up 3rd and 12, back at the 25. Newcastle desperate for just anything positively right now. 2:45 and counting to play in this first quarter, and Shanuel's going to come over and take a timeout here as Racers needing a chance just to kind of settle things down a little bit. 2:43 to go in the first time on the field. We'll take it with them. Racers got a 3rd down, the other side of this break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
All right, back in Elgin. 3rd and 12 for the Racers. Man in motion is Schumard. They'll fake the jet sweep to him. Shaniel buying some time. A lot of pressure. I'll have to just get rid of it again. As tons of pressure in his face. Spencer in there again for the Owls. Also in the mix was Philip Pabisi. And it's another 3 and out for Newcastle. My goodness.
Well, just having to find some things to make adjustments on. I know I keep saying that over and over, but there's got to be something just to make adjustments, get them over playing, get a pass going. I've really been kind of surprised Shaniel hasn't tried to run much.
So another 3 and out. Longman will have to punt it away. Had a good punt the first time. See what he can do second time out. Another good one coming up and fair catching it just in front of the 45 is Morrison. Give him the 46. So good field position, though, for Elgin as Newcastle not able to get forward and have to punt out of their own end. And that's where Elgin will set up with 2.5 to go in the opening quarter. All Owls so far here. And obviously, Newcastle a little undermanned, missing some key guys, certainly not helping things. But Elgin's also just firing all cylinders right now, Billy. And again, they had the week off to prepare for this game. It's kind of just a lot of things working against Newcastle at once. They're all kind of coming together right now. So we'll see what Elgin can do here with their 4th drive. So far, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, all on the ground. It's been a lot of the run game. Now, Laura's been darn good, too. But the rushing attack has been unstoppable so far for the Elgin Owls. 1st and 10. Laura will throw over the middle. Pass caught in stride. Inside the 30. Spinning his way inside the 25 is Kaysenmeyer. And Tress Laura continues to just dice up this Racer defense. And Elgin's on the move again, looking for more.
Yeah, just he got behind the defense pretty quick on that one. Just right in that soft spot, and Laura saw it the whole way.
Boy, I'll tell you what, and we're not even a quarter in, but Tress Laura is playing as well as any high school quarterback as I've seen since we've been doing this. These are just pinpoint rhythm throws. He's been sensational. Here's another one. Right in stride. Meyer, cutback, touchdown, Owls. 24 yards out. Tress Laura is making it look easy out here, folks.
Wow. Just 3 great passes right in stride. You can tell they've been playing together for a long time. These guys have spent years together.
So Ritzenmeyer has 2 touchdowns. Now Kaysenmeyer's got his first. It's 27-0 Owls. Extra point coming here to make it 28. And I think that's through. It is. And with 2:04 to go in the opening quarter, it's all Elgin, 28-0 on top of Newcastle on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We are engineers, scientists, and analysts, the roughnecks, pipe fitters, and welders. We are the workforce that produces Oklahoma's oil and natural gas. We find and deliver the energy that makes this state and country go. We do it better, more safely, with more care for our shared environment than anyone in the world. We do it because our prosperity, our national security, and our way of life depends on us. We do it because we love it.
Back to Elgin. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Elgin Owls, what a start. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns, lead at 28-0 here on their home field against the Newcastle Racers. 2:04 to play in the opening quarter. Elgin, a little pooch kick here will be fair, caught by Schumard. Oh, he muffed it. It's on the turf, and the Owls have got it. What can you even say right now?
Wow.
Just a nightmare of a first quarter. And the Owls are set up inside the 30 again.
I don't know how you can worship the football gods, but apparently Elgin has found a way.
Unbelievable.
My goodness.
Wow. I mean, it's just one of those, and right now, what you have to find a way to do above everything else if you're Newcastle, and this is so much easier said than done, is to not give up and feel like it's over. Because you have a whole game to go here. Just a nightmare first quarter. And the Owls are set up to cash in some more. Laura back out there. We have whistles, or I thought I did. I imagined it. First down.
Just make them earn it.
Laura will throw over the middle. Picked off! Jackson Shaniel read that one all the way. It's intercepted. The Racers got their first big play of the night as Jackson Shaniel gets the interception, runs it back to the 40. As Laura made a mistake, they kind of went back to the well. Those throws up the seam. That time Shaniel was ready for it and gets the big interception. I'll go look at that on the Eric Ledoux State Farm instant replay. Eric Ledoux State Farm, their dedicated team, is committed to helping you find the perfect insurance coverage for your unique needs. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, we're here to provide personalized quotes and guidance so you can navigate life's roads with confidence. Call for a free quote today, 405-392-3992. So huge play there, Billy.
Yeah, that was huge, and I'm trying to figure this out. It looked like Shaniel's helmet came off, which has been the third helmet in the game, but he's still in there playing.
I think that's what they just told him.
But I got to wonder about that. I mean, that's a third helmet that's been taken off. So we'll see if there's something done about that.
So he had to come off because, like you said, helmet came off the end of the play. Tried to sneak in there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, love
the
the effort.
Longman, this is one of the benefits of having a quarterback that you also use in Caden Longman. So he'll come in for at least this play to play quarterback here. Longman faked the handoff, throwing the flat, incomplete. It was being jumped there by the Owls. That was Hunter Jackson, the senior. Made a break on it, and it goes incomplete. And it'll be second down. Shane will come back in.
Yeah, we'll almost return the favor right there. But no, this would be a good time. I think Shaniel with the interception maybe can turn a little bit of momentum. They've got to lean on. They've got to wear them down. That's one of the things they did to Blanchard is they just tired them out, wore them down, and they're going to have to do some of that here if there's a way.
Second down and 10. Racers got the big turnover, just trying to do anything to flip some momentum in this game. Opportunity there right now. Jet sweep to Caden Longman. He's hit hard and didn't get much. Back to the line, maybe a half yard. Sets up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, they're good. They're quick moving along that line right there. And look what you got there. Big number 77 showing up again. Shea Spencer. He's always around the ball. Got a good nose for the football.
And you see Newcastle trying a lot of different things offensively. They've done some inside runs, some outside runs, some jet sweeps, trying to get some throw, trying to roll out Shanuel. They've tried a lot of different things. Nothing's really working so far. And they'll now see what they can do on 3rd and 10. Shanuel drops back, some pressure. Elgin blitzed, and, yeah, he just nowhere to go. Elgin brought some extra rushers on that one, and it looked like it as Shanuel just had no shot as he's dropped down. A big loss. And after the big turnover, the Racers will go 3 and out again, have to punt.
Wow. That was a great call by the coaches. They hadn't been bringing anybody the whole time. He had plenty of time, and now they kind of surprised him and overwhelmed him.
So the Owls' defense on the quick change situation comes through, and the Racers will have to punt this away as we get into the final stages of this opening quarter. Racers will be excited just to flip the quarter. Just give me a moment. Longman back through the punt. Bit of a high snap. He does a good job corralling it. Another good punt from Longman. Line drive bounces inside the 30. Takes a big Racer hop. He's going to have to hurry to get that. That rolls all the way down inside the 10, inside the 5. What a punt by Caden Longman.
Wow.
Down to the 1. Wow.
That is the year of punts right there.
Down by Scagnetti at the inch line. He cut it a little close for comfort, but he does down it. And so this Owls offense, which has been a machine, here you go, 99 and 7/8 yards to go to try and score again. What a punt by Longman.
Yeah, that was a great punt, and that did. I was the same with you. I was a little nervous. He was getting
cut it a little close.
The way tonight has gone, it could have bounced up.
So here we go, and we'll see if the Racers another opportunity here defensively now. Can you try to bring some pressure, try to create a negative play, get yourself a safety? I mean, you're just looking for anything to try and just get the little breadcrumbs, piece by piece. You're not going to get all 28 at one snap here.
Well, and if you'll notice, they made a change. They got Shanuel back there at cover.
So 1st and 10 inside the 1. They'll pound it forward with Meyer. He will get out of the goal line a little bit, some separation out near the 5. And they'll give him the 6, it looks like, and that's going to end the first quarter. First quarter was all for the home team. We'll see if the Racers can flip things
as the quarter flips and the end of the field flips. After one, it's Elgin 28, Newcastle 0. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We are engineers, scientists, and analysts, the roughnecks, pipe fitters, and welders. We are the workforce that produces Oklahoma's oil and natural gas. We find and deliver the energy that makes this state and country go. We do it better, more safely, with more care for our shared environment than anyone in the world. We do it because our prosperity, our national security, and our way of life depends on us. We do it because we love it.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Back to Elgin, second quarter. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Carson Wade, the producer. Uriah Martinez up top working the camera. It's a 2nd down and 6 at the 5. They run it. It's a 1st down and more. And Atuna's got some room. He's got some wheels. Breaks a tackle across the 35. Wrangled down shy of the 40. A big run by Braxton Antuna, this sophomore running back who's got some jets on him. And it's going to be a 1st down for Elgin way out near midfield.
Yeah, good run. The good blocking. They opened that hole up right there. Of course, you saw him coming right in behind their big ant. You know, a big ant can open a big hole for you there.
Oh, yeah. So the big run gets them off the goal line. This drive started on the inch line, pretty much as close to your own end zone as you can get. And they've got it out now here in the 40, trying to add on to their already big 28-0 lead. Laura calling a man in motion. That was Corday Ritchie. I called him back, and they'll hand it off. Almost fumbled the snap, or the handoff. Antuna fights through some contact. Gets 4 down to the 44. Looks like they're going to give him, so give him about 5 yards.
That's pretty good gain tackling. That's what you're going to have to see more of. Guys, everybody grabbing on and taking down as best you can.
So 2nd and 5 after the run from Antuna. I mean, I tell you what, Ritson Meyer is a beast running back. Then you can flip in Antuna with his speed. That's quite the combo to go with Laura in this passing attack. This is an offense that's a lot to deal with.
Well, just the trenches. Whew.
2nd and 5. They'll fake it, throw out in the flat to the big tight end. He'll cut forward and get a 1st down across midfield and then some. And out near the Racer 40 is Adam Eaton, the senior tight end. Big gain, and Owls are on the move again.
Wow. They're just moving. They're just getting it going, able to find them out of position. Tell you what, their coaching on blocking has been great. The receivers staying on blocks, their tight ends moving down blocking, showing a lot of great work on that.
Yeah, and you're loving the play calling, too.
Yes.
It's been a very kind of just rhythm, one play setting up the next. Racers haven't really been able to get too comfortable with anything. The one time they did, they got the turnover, but they've bounced back from that. Laura rocket over the middle, deflected. That might have hit off Scagnetti. I don't know if he was ready for it.
Well, I know it was humming in there. I know it was coming. Probably sounded like a ziz.
Yeah, he uncorked that.
So
incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 10. Racers defense has been so good so far this season, but the first quarter, Elgin largely did whatever they wanted. Got the big turnover. Now trying to buckle down and just keep piling stops, keep giving your offense as many chances as you can to try and get something going on that end. Cut into this thing a little bit. Laura will run it with Meyer to the left side. Ritson Meyer cut back, spinning forward. Another good run inside the 35. Sets up a 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, that was good. Just the linemen just pushing the defense back, pushing them out of the way. If you're watching on this, there's holes. There's 2 or 3 holes that they could go through. Just a well-coached team. Ready to see Newcastle just recognizing things a little faster and getting in position a little faster.
And you're seeing with that running back switch up, too, Meyer able to come in fresh every 4 or 5 plays
and then Tuna comes in fresh. It's just that's a lot to deal with. Here's Meyer again. Try to hurdle. He's tackled down. I think he's going to be short by a hair here. So it'll set up a 4th down in less than 1.
Yeah, you can't help but think they'll go for this.
Yeah, I would go for it with the way you've been running the ball. So there's a 4th down. They'll go right to Meyer to the right side. Going to pick that up and then some. Meyer's a fan of the hurdle, I've noticed, as he does another one there to get down right about the 20-yard line on the fringe of the red zone again.
Yeah, he's a powerful runner. You saw Graham White there just grab him and hold on to him and bring him down. Got to do that, but my goodness, he's getting, 4 or 5 yards every time he touches it?
Yeah, more than that. Been an unbelievable start to the night for Meyer, and really this whole Elgin offense, obviously, being a sensational start. 1st and 10. Laura goes back to him up the middle. He gets taken down after a gain of about 3.
That's a good job. They closed that up. Cody Nix got into that gap real quick, and he closed that up, helped out by Blake Allen.
Yeah.
And that's one of the shorter runs that he's had.
2nd and 7 after the 3-yard pickup. As the sun has set here in Elgin under the lights. Elgin Owl football field. Great scene for a high school football game. Final week of non-district play. We'll get the district action started next Friday night. Laura on 2nd down. Drops back a little screen pass to Meyer. He's hit immediately, but he's breaking the tackle and just running through guys. Look at the monster that is Ritson Meyer down to the 2, 1st and goal.
Wow, and he just shoved the guy.
I mean, he was unbelievable because it wasn't even like he had a lot of momentum built up. It was just pure strength of not refusing to go down, and it's going to be 1st and goal.
Well, and that's big Antone. He's not an easy guy to get off of you.
Yeah, right.
It looked like a Derrick Henry run.
1st and goal for the Owls inside the 5, looking to pad this lead out even further. Already up 28-0. They're looking for more. It's like Meyer here in the direct snap is going to get it. Goes to the left side, and he's in. Touchdown, Ritson Meyer, his 3rd of the night from 3 yards out on the direct snap, and make it 34-0 Elgin here on their home field.
Well, and you're saying that one was mostly running. They had a few short passes, but they were using the run right there, trying to run down the clock a little bit. Seeing some good success there. They're a really good team.
And that's what's tough. You want to load the box and say, all right, they're running it down our throats. But then Tress Laura will carve you up if you do that. So just a hard defense to deal with. A lot of weapons all over the place, and you're seeing that so far. As the extra point is through, and it's 35-0 Owls. 7:40 to go until halftime. We'll take a timeout. Racer offense back out there on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Back to Elgin, 35-0 Owls. A romping on their home field. And they'll kick it away after the latest Ritson Meyer touchdown, his 3rd. Make sure we thank our second quarter sponsor, which is Contemporary Family Dentistry. Contemporary Dentistry, their number one goal is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Come in and experience the difference. 1117 Northwest 32nd Street. Give them a call, 405-387-9300. 35-0 Elgin. Kick is away. It'll be fielded inside the 10 by Ben Rogers. He'll return up the middle of the field and bounce his way to about the 26. That's where the Racers will set up, trying to find some offense.
Well, this will be a good time. Let's see what happens. I don't know if I'd be waiting let's get to halftime, talk about some of this. They can't quit. They just got to keep going. And I know that's probably what the hardest part of all this is just not quitting. Uh-oh. Just had a flag.
What do you think that flag is? I was just looking it up. It's so amazing because when we came here last time in 2021, obviously Elgin was struggling as the penalties on Newcastle. Elgin was struggling back then. They weren't even a playoff team in 4A. Chalmer Wyatt's completely turned this thing around, obviously. Newcastle won that game we were here last time. You remember the score? I just looked it up.
I don't.
44-21.
Wow.
Newcastle. It shows you how far that Elgin has come in such a short time. And we knew that. I mean, like we said, Chalmer Wyatt was our OSN Coach of the Year a couple of years ago. And Elgin's looked at as certainly a contender in 4A. And I'll tell you what, after, not taking anything away from Tuttle or Blanchard, because those teams are obviously very good as well. But having seen the last 3 weeks, 3 consecutive teams that are viewed as contenders, hard to say this team right here isn't among the very top favorites. They have looked incredible tonight. And again, they went undefeated in 5A last year. It's not like this is some big surprise. This team has been one of the most consistently good programs in the state the last few years.
Right. Well, and you know that Tuttle played us very well, but they didn't play as fast and good like this team is.
Yeah. And Tress Laura, you have a quarterback like that helps a lot of things. 35-0. Colton Bradley's the running back in the game. First time we've seen him. Shaniel pump fake. He'll fire over the middle. Pass is high and incomplete, looking for the intended target there. I believe that was number 12, which is Corbin Brewer, freshman.
First time we said that name this year. Yeah. He definitely had time back there. The line kept him very safe, very good. I think they've fallen back into more of a 3-3-5 defense, knowing that they got to get some points fast.
And a play like that is a perfect spot for Rex Eskew.
Right.
I mean, kind of play broke down. Shaniel buying time. He's looking for 4 on those plays. Normally don't have him tonight. Just kind of making matters a little bit worse for you.
There goes Shaniel.
Shaniel will keep it. Gets a couple to the 15-yard line. Didn't see what that penalty was, by the way. It was on the Racers. I don't know what it was actually
Well, it was an
called.
unsportsmanlike conduct. There was a player walking away from the official when the official threw it up, so I can only assume things were said.
Something. Okay. 3rd and 8 after the short run.
Let's see if they can pull up.
Antonio Brown split out wide. It's at the bottom of your screen. Schumard in the slot. 2 more guys at the top. Shaniel back to pass on 3rd down. He'll step up in the pocket, roll out to his left. Pressure coming from behind, and he's driven to the turf. And Shaniel, another big hit, and he's slow to get up after that one. As this Elgin defense, as good as the offense has been, the defense has been every bit as good. Newcastle has not had a room to breathe. Still looking for their first down, I believe. If I'm not wrong. Is that? I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah, they haven't had a first down yet, and that was a perfect time to do a blitz. He just came in there from the left side of the line and got him, so that was good timing on that.
So it'll be 4th down coming up. Racers have to punt it away once more as we hit the midway point of the second quarter.
I don't know if you can hear it on the air, on the stream, but they are rattling these milk jugs.
I don't know what's in. I need to find out what's in them. As Lawman's punt, just a sky high, didn't go forward. It was all high. And it bounces at the 20, and it'll be down to the 23. So it's just kind of one of those games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those spots where Elgin's really good.
Yes.
Newcastle's missing some key guys. You're on the road. So it was going to be a tough, full strength. I mean, just, remove any other external factor. It's a tough game, tough team to beat. Where you add in the injuries and all that stuff and just not playing particularly well, and then Elgin just has been money. Mm-hmm. You get what you have right now, which is 35-0. It's just been everything positively for the Owls, and pretty much everything that could go wrong for Newcastle has.
That's right, and it's got to stop eventually. I keep thinking it's gonna turn around.
You would think.
Some.
You would think.
Now, will we score 42? I don't know, but you got to think it's going to turn around.
1st and 10. Laura throws out in the flat to Antuna. He gets blown up. Nothing there. That was well defended by a couple of racers. Ian Barker in there along with Thomas Barbie. There is a flag down at the tail end of the play. Let's see who's that on.
It looked like he called holding on the offense.
Indeed, that is the case. So they'll back the Owls up. Stick with us at halftime, by the way. The bands will perform here in Elgin. You can watch those performances right here on the stream. And then Billy and I will rejoin you at the tail end of halftime to give you some scores from around the state tonight. We'll also look ahead to the second half as the Owls and the Racers battle it out here. It's been all Elgin so far. 35-0 here on their home field, looking for more. First and long after the penalty. Laura will fire down the sideline for his tight end. Picked off Caden Longman. Second interception of the night for the Racers. And Caden Longman, he can move. He's got some room to work with. Big return to the far side across the 30. Got some more space. Cutting back at the 40, and he's tackled down there at the 42. So as good as Trace Laura has been tonight, and he's been spectacular, 2 bad decisions have resulted in interceptions as the 2 quarterbacks, ironically, each have an interception. Longman with a big one there.
Yeah. And that was an excellent interception. It almost looked like it was going to be one of those typical passes. Longman fielded in, covered the distance very quick, jumped up, caught it at the height, and took it back. Why do you run that back? About 30 yards?
Yeah, something like that. Took it from around the 15-10 to out past the 40. So a big play there by Caden Longman on the interception return. And, again, it's 35-0, so you're not really talking about comeback right now. You're just talking about, can we get something?
Let's get something.
Baby steps. You get the ball start the second half. So you try to put something together here, maybe score, get the ball start the second half. Who knows? Who knows, right? Yeah. Who knows? We'll see what happens here. First down and 10. Got to get a first down first. Shanuel will throw. He'll take out to his left. He'll take off and run. And a good scramble out to the 47. And it sets up is this really the only time I can really think of off the top of my head that they've even had a second and manageable to work with. It's been tough sledding, but a good decision there by Shanuel to tuck it and run.
Well, and I think that was really good. Like I said, I was surprised. I know he's wanting to make some things happen downfield, but he needs to take those because they're breaking everybody back into defense. That leaves him open for about, like you saw there, 6 yards, 7 yards.
2nd and 5 after the scramble by Shanuel. They'll run up fake it, and the pass was too tall. It's play action to Bradley, and then tried to get it out on the slant route to Austin Collins. Just missed him high. Incomplete.
Yeah, that would have been good. That's another one of those things you say, there's Heskew.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, the throw was high. I mean, if that throw was more on target, he had some room. If he could have maybe got past that initial defender, there was a lot of green there. But couldn't connect. And it brings up 3rd down. 4:49 to go until halftime. Racers trying to find some semblance of a rhythm on offense. Been hard to find. 3rd and 5. Shane will throw on the flat here to Longman. He's got some room to work with, and they're going to get the first down, but a flag might be bringing it back. Longman, meanwhile, a big catch and run all the way inside the Elgin 30. But I think a flag is going to bring it back.
That was a good call, though. I will say that. That was an excellent call. Again, got the line moving out of position, got behind them. Good run there by Longman. I hate to see it come back like that.
So Newcastle's biggest offensive play of the night gets wiped out. The old yellow hanky. By the way, it's pink out night here at Elgin. We're yet to see the pink flags, though. But I got to think that's coming up, right? Isn't that usually around the middle of the season, October?
Yes.
We're coming up. Get ready. Buckle up. It's coming.
And if you watch
Might be next week.
In years past, I do not care for the pink flags. I just don't. Probably more of a traditionalist than I
might have to deal with that next week with you and Gene. Might have to battle that out. 3rd and long after the penalty. Pressure on Shanuel, and he's sacked again. Why not? Ritzenmeyer adding a sack to his already packed stat line. As he puts Shanuel down, Racers will have to punt it away once more. Still looking for that first down.
And that's an excellent call for a blitz right up the middle.
Yeah, they're bringing the heat on 3rd downs, and it's working. We'll put it that way. It's working.
Yeah, it is.
So the Racers will punt it away once more. Looks like Caden Lawman's coming off, so he's not going to be doing the punt. It's like Madrano's out there to do it. It's interesting. Madrano, who's been handling the kickoffs and doing a great job with that. Looks like they're going to get him some run at the punt here after that last Lawman punt wasn't great. He had some really good ones in the first quarter. Ooh, boy, that one skipped in. Madrano steps up and boots it. It's a good kick, fielded at the 35 by Morrison. And he spins away. Uh-oh, he's got some room to work with here, and we know he got the speed to the far side across midfield. Makes one man miss inside the 40, inside the 35. What a return by Brody Morrison.
That's a good run, taking it all the way across the field. Looked like he was about out, and I think everybody slowed down thinking that he was out. And then he reversed it.
I did. I slowed down. I looked like he was over. All of a sudden, it's like, nope, he actually stayed in. Yep. Get a big return going all across the field. So Elgin's got it at the 34, where they'll start this drive with 3:17 to play until halftime, leading it 35-0. What a performance by these Elgin Owls.
Yeah, they're, again, doing good. It looks like they're scoring slowing down, so maybe Newcastle's slowing them up a little bit now.
Got the turnover last drive. See what happens here. Laura will a fake once, and here's Ritzenmeyer right up the middle. Breaking tackles, Ritzenmeyer. When he gets a full head of steam, he's really tough to stop, and they won't. 34 yards to the house. Ritzenmeyer's 4th touchdown of the first half, and Elgin just keeps laying it on. They now lead at 41-0.
That was a strong run. You had 2 or 3 guys grab him by the jersey, trying to bring him down. Excellent cuts, great blocking downfield. They had about 5 or 6 guys, most of them receivers, blocking downfield. And so there just wasn't enough white jerseys in there to contain him.
Ritzenmeyer, 3-yarder, 20-yarder, another 3-yarder, now a 34-yarder. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Extra point is up and through. With 3:07 to play until halftime, Elgin leads it 42-0. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back in Elgin, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 42-0 Owls. Stunning, Billy. I mean, what can you say? I mean, we knew coming in this was going to be a tough game. We talked about the gauntlet. I mean, we've been hyping Elgin up, but hard to expect this. It has been a complete domination so far from the Owls in this first half.
It really has. I mean, they've taken it from down 1, and you see why they got the ball
from
first.
The first play, yep.
So
one of those games that if you're Newcastle, you're going to keep battling here to the end, as it's fielded by Schumard inside the 5. And he's blowing up, nowhere to go on that return. He's back at the 15. One of those games for Newcastle, and we got a whole half to play still here tonight, but you're just going to have to find a way to flush. It's just, okay, that was not our night. We ran into a team that was playing really well, a good team in their building, and you move past it when you get district play started next week because, like we said in the pregame show, the Rangers got a lot of very winnable games coming up, and certainly still, obviously district play hasn't even started yet, but in great position you would think for a playoff spot, all those good things. This is a frustrating, disappointing night, but you can't let it snowball and affect the next game. That's going to be the key here moving forward, you would think.
Well, and they scheduled some good teams. They scheduled
this
some
is what happens
great
sometimes,
teams.
yeah.
And so they're playing a great team. Hopefully it's getting them ready for next week in the district.
First and 10 at the 16. Shaniel will run it with Rogers. And he'll get forward for a game about 5. Good run of first down there by Ben Rogers. This is also with part, and at this point, you feel like you just run your offense, but when you fall behind and Newcastle likes to run the football, you feel some pressure trying to throw it around, and that's not ideal. When Newcastle is a defensive run the football team, that's not really built to come back. That's built to hold leads and And so that's part of the snowball effect in this first half.
Well, and you're right. They get the lead, and then they lean on them and run out the clock. I think they need to just get back, try and play their game, not try and answer or counter,
Right.
just play their game.
At this stage, you're not really worried about trying to come back. You're worried about, let's get some positive things to take into next week. Caden Lallman is the quarterback here, and he goes back to Roger, which gets blown up. This Elgin defensive and offensive line, which obviously has got a lot of the same guys on it, is just monstrous. They're running all over the place, and conversely, they're clogging up running lanes left and right.
And they are hitting. I mean, they're hitting till the whistle blows. That's something else that I'm noticing.
3rd and 5. Newcastle taking their time with this drive, just trying to get to halftime. Have a chance just to catch their breath for a moment. And hard to blame them. Third down and call it 4. Got to get to the 26. Lallman QB keeper, nothing. Maybe a yard. That'll be 4th down.
Yeah, he got a few yards. Of course, they're going to have to punt. They're about, 2 yards short.
Yeah. They gave him the 29. You got to get to they gave him the 24. Got to get the 26. So they'll punt. As we get down under a minute, Elgin obviously has 2 timeouts, but not going to take a timeout or anything to try and save time. Up 42-0, though. They're content, I think, with the way their first half is gone.
Yeah. Well, and to draw positive, always the optimist, 8 yards. I think that's the farthest they've gotten on a drive.
Yeah, I haven't got a first down in this entire first half. Late guy running on here for the Racers. I got him out there. Madrano will do the punt, and now we have whistles. Did Newcastle get a timeout in here to avoid the penalty? No. So they hit him with the delay of game, so they'll have to back him up 5 yards.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some good discussions here at halftime. Some of the things like that, some things that they can do that they can keep from hitting themselves and hurting themselves.
I'm interested to see how it goes in the second half and moving into next week, because this is our 5th season doing this. Obviously, Newcastle usually, not usually, always in games that we've done like this, they're on the other side of it. We haven't seen Newcastle get beat like this as Madrano punts this away. It'll be fair caught inside the 45 by Morrison, 29 seconds. We haven't seen Newcastle ever get beat like this. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the guys respond to it, what the message is for Coach Brickman, and just kind of the overall. It's just not something we've had to see. Not doubting it by any means. It's just new territory. Part of Newcastle's been such a good program. 6, 7, 8 wins every year, making the playoffs every year. You're not. We have not seen this. We've not. It's very rare.
And fans, just listen. We talked about it. We've talked about it since week 1. They had Murderers Row. They had the Gauntlet. They had 3 phenomenal teams. 1 pretty good team in Bartlesville. They almost beat Blanchard, which they would have gone 2-2 in the first 4. I mentioned the first of the year, if they just go 1-3, that'd be okay.
Here's Antuna on first down, runs it up inside the 40. Don't think Elgin's probably too much of a rush here. They have 2 timeouts to work with, but Chalmer Wyatt already up 42-0. Doesn't like he's going to hurry it up. It looks like that will take us to halftime, as it'll tick down, and 2 very long quarters for the Newcastle Racers. What a statement by Elgin in this first half. Hard to put into words, hard to believe. I mean, again, we knew coming in it was going to be tough tonight, but all Elgin, obviously, 42-0. Anything else to add? It's hard to find the right words. It's shocking.
I guess I'm just having to remind myself this is the idea going into district, is to play the toughest teams that they could get on the schedule so that they get to district. And so when you play tough teams, surprise, they play tough.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to keep that in mind as we go here and see how they do. I'd like to see them come back and score a few touchdowns.
Yeah,
I'd like to see them get 1 passing touchdown.
Sure.
If they lose 42-7 and it's a passing touchdown, you'll see me dance out of here. So
might have to call your bluff on that one.
Yeah, I'll dance for a little while, and then I'll have to have oxygen. But I just want to see them come out and put their game together and see what they can do. And again, if you're watching this is what they wanted to set up going into district. And so these are the things that take place.
100%. You play enough good teams on the road, eventually, something like this is bound to happen. You play, like I said, good teams on the road. You're beat up, you have some injuries, and it's kind of the stars have aligned for a lot of things to go wrong. Stars have aligned in a bad way. Whatever the bad version of the stars have aligned, that's what's happened tonight. So Elgin leads at 42-0 at the half. The Elgin band is already taking the field now, so they're going to perform. I think the Racers will get to perform as well. Oh, no, this is Newcastle's band actually out there perform right now. So we'll step aside. We'll let the Racers do their thing, and then the Elgin band will perform as well, and we'll rejoin you in just a bit for the second half. Elgin leads at 42-0 at the break on top of Newcastle. This is high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Newcastle marching band, the pride of Newcastle, as they take the field. round of applause for the pride of Newcastle. Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, Elgin High School proudly presents the Pride of Elgin Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mike Palmer, Marydale Covell, Shayla Palmer, and Jessica Piercy. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Peyton Deal, Celeste Patsy, and Sadie Scott. Their 2024 marching show program is entitled The Music of Beauty and the Beast and includes the selections of Prologue, Bella, Gaston, and Be Our Guest, and Beauty and the Beast. Drum majors Peyton Dill, Celeste Passy, and Sadie Scott. Is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, Elgin High School proudly presents your 7-time OSSAA State Sweepstakes award-winning band, the Pride of Elgin Marching Band.
Although he had everything in his heart desired, the prince was spoiled, selfish, and unhappy. One winter's night, an old beggar came to the castle and offered the single rose in return for shelter from the cold. Repulsed by their words, the prince sneered at the gift and turned the old woman away. She had warned him not to be deceived by appearances, so duty was to undergo. When he dismissed her again, the old woman's ugliness melted away to reveal a beautiful enchantress. The prince tried to apologize, but it was too late. She had seen that there was no love in his heart. As punishment, she transformed him into a hideous beast and placed a powerful spell upon the castle. Assuring that this monstrous thing that he held in his house, a magic mirror as his only window to the outside world. The rose she adopted was If not, he would remain a beast for all time. As the years
Let's hear it one more time for the Pride of Elgin marching band.
You can look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. This whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back in Elgin, I need to turn my mic up, Billy, if I'm going to do this. Back in Elgin, 42-0, Owls lead the Racers. We get ready to start the second half here from Elgin, Oklahoma. Tinkering with that. All right, I think we're back to a more normal level. I adjusted it for the halftime. I didn't adjust it back.
That was wild.
Give you a few scores here before we get ready for the second half. Across 5-8 tonight. This is on OSN. Big game. Carl Albert, they're good. 21-0. They're beating Stillwater. Early part of the third quarter in that one. Elsewhere, Del City is rolling over Midwest City 41-6. Del City also good. Del City, Carl Albert, they're definitely going to be two of the big contenders in 5A this year. Duncan, we'll see them next week. They are trailing Shawnee 14-7 at the half. They're the Wolves on top. Guthrie and Blanchard, I know you were interested in this game. Blanchard 20-10 at halftime on top of Guthrie. So it just goes to show you the Racers last week so close to a big win over a really good Blanchard team. You have to keep that in mind, as tonight goes on. Obviously, a tough night here. Lawton MacArthur are on top of Ponca City, 19-0. Bartlesville, who we saw in the season opener, they trailed Collinsville just 17-10. So they're hanging in there with a really good Collinsville team as well. As far as some other games in 5A, I think we hit most of the big ones. Bishop McGinnis is up on Bishop Carroll, 28-0 as well. So those are some of the bigger scores in 5A. Some teams that we're going to see later this season. All right, second half's about to start here, Billy. Obviously it's 42-0, so you're not really, I think, worried about coming back and winning. I don't think that's really the conversation right now. But you got to find a way to try and put some positive, just something to hold on to take home with you going into the next week. Because you got a whole rest of the season to play. I feel like just getting some semblance of, some good things, some good vibes is important in the second half.
Absolutely. And getting ready for district play, which this is what's supposed to set you up for it, to see them do just the little things, the normal things good, not saying something to the official, just keeping it going forward, not fumbling, just doing the basics correct and setting themselves up for success next week in the future is probably some of the things I'm looking forward to. For them to come out here and not try to answer back and do this or that because Elgin has done whatever, but see them just play their game, play within themselves, trust each other, and work with each other, and as a team just do something.
Yeah, I'm with you. Second half kickoff presented by First United Bank. Appreciate First United Bank, our kickoff sponsor. Also go ahead and thank our third quarter sponsors. Get ready to get back to action in the second half, which is OEC, the Oklahoma Electric Cooperative, taking high-speed fiber where no one else will. No contracts, no fees. Just a good connection, bringing you the power of high-speed fiber services to your door. Check them out at oecfiber.com. Also, since we haven't had a chance just yet, Racer Offense is struggling. I'm going to make sure we get them in there. The Red Zone sponsor, which is Trinity Restoration. Trinity Restoration and Construction has been providing quality construction services for over 20 years. Their team has completed a wide variety of projects, including commercial buildings, residential homes, and industrial facilities. They pride themselves on attention to detail and commitment to customer satisfaction. Give them a call, 405-695-7040. Kickoff is muffed and goes out of bounds, so not the start you wanted to start the second half, as Schumar couldn't handle it. And we are underway in the second half. The Racers will set up inside their own 10-yard line.
Well, let's see what they come out with. Let's see what they come out and play with and do.
The sigh you took before you started speaking.
Yeah, you know me. I'm a big Newcastle homer.
Oh, yeah.
Big Newcastle homer. So
that's fine.
This is painful. I'll be honest with you. But just to see them come out and do their thing.
Hey, look, anybody still hanging with us, we really appreciate you, first off. And second off, they're in the same boat. Nobody's having fun tonight. We're not. I mean, we're always having fun. I guess we're always having fun as much as we can. But it's not what we want. And we do have Caden Longman starting the second half. I wondered about this, if they would make some changes just to get some younger guys some reps. And they got Longman in to start quarterback in the second half. They run with Ben Rogers to start it. He pinballs around for a gain of about 3. And that's not to suggest bench Jackson Shaniel. That's not really what I'm saying. It's more, it's 42-0. Protect some of your important players.
Right.
Get some young guys some run. You know, who knows? I mean, you learn about some guys who maybe you can use moving forward. And obviously not that Caden Longman's an unknown commodity, but, you know, I don't hate letting him have some drives here.
No. Well, and you saw there towards the end of the first half, you had Shaniel a little slow to get up at times.
Yeah,
taking some pretty hard hits.
Taking a lot of hits, yeah. 2nd 7. Longman will give it to Rogers again. He'll run forward, nothing much there. We talked about it in the first half, this Elgin line of scrimmage. Both offensively and defensively. Obviously some crossover with some of the same guys. Shea Spencer, a big one, has just been incredible in this game. I mean, it's been run lanes, Tress Laura, lots of time to throw, and then defensively they've put Shaniel on the turf a bunch of times, and the Racers have just not been able to run the ball much either. And, of course, it doesn't help to be missing, T.J. Bradford, your star running back. It certainly contributes to that. But what a show from the two lines of scrimmage for Elgin in this game. It's been really impressive. 3rd and 7. Longman will throw it. He'll step up in the pocket, and he's wrangled down from behind. That's a sack. I think that was Jace Williams, number 58, who got his big paw on the jersey of Longman and slung him to the ground. So it's a 3.5 for the Racers, and Elgin will get the football back, leading by 42.
Well, and that was more to their identity. There wasn't some success. I'm hoping that they can continue in that. Tell you why, they do not let you out of their grasp. We've watched their number 34, Ritzenmeyer, just run out of grasp. But boy, I tell you what, I don't know if they have sticky on their hands or what, but you aren't running out of their grasp.
So the Racers will punt it. This is Madrano who will give it a boot. Fielding at the 40, he's going to let it bounce. Now he fields it on a hop. This is Corday Ritchie, got the name backwards. Making a guy miss inside the 30, and a good return by Corday Ritchie, the sophomore. Young guy with some speed, a big return. And Elgin will set up camp with really good field position again as they try to add on some more. 9:34 to play here in the 3rd.
Let's see if they come back and just keep doing what they've been doing. Let's see. I don't know if they let off the gas a little bit. Part of me would like to see them keep doing what they've been doing. It's gorgeous football.
Yeah, no, this Elgin team, we were talking to Vincent Saylor at halftime. This Elgin team's going to win a lot of games in 4A. I have a hard time not seeing this team making a deep run through December as well.
Yes.
November, December. They're going to be playing football in some cold weather later this season. 1st and 10. Laura's still in the game for now. He hands it off here to Antuna, who pinballs around inside the 20. Good run on 1st down. This rushing attack, Ritzenmeyer has been tremendous, but Antuna, what a number 2 option. Just a sophomore, smaller guy, speedy. The fact that you can give Ritzenmeyer a blow and put him and Tuna in, change of pace, and just that's a really, really fun duo.
Yes, it is. And that run right there kind of reminded me of a younger T.J. Bradford. If you notice, he stopped right in the gap and came to another gap. That's some things you saw with his height being a little shorter. He can hide behind those big guys on the front.
2nd and 3. They give him 7 yards in that first down run. Laura in the shotgun. He'll hand it off here to Antuna again to the far right side. He's inside the 10. Antuna to the pylon, the end zone touchdown, Elgin. 18 yards out. Antuna's got his his second of the night. He had a 25-yarder earlier. And Elgin picks up right where they left off. On the ground, touchdown. And it's 48-0 Owls.
And that was, again, just some good blockers. You saw the receiver come in and block the edge guy right there and just opened up the side for Altoona to go around there. Just great blocking downfield and everything.
That's Elgin's 6th rushing touchdown of the game. And their 4th of at least 15 yards, at least 18 yards. Extra point is good. Elgin leads at 49-0. 8:41 to go in the third. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back to Elgin, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. Carson Wade on the production. Ryan Martinez up top working the camera. Elgin, Oklahoma on a Friday night. Final week of non-district play. We'll get back to Gene Reed Field and Racer Stadium next Friday as Racers welcome in the Duncan Demons. That's going to be Gene Reed stepping in for me. Of course, the honorary 5th member of our OSN team is Gene. Kick away is fielded at the 5. This is Lawman, who spins his way down to about the 25-yard line. Gene, of course, handles our coaches show on Tuesday nights at 6:30, so be sure to tune in either on OSN or go attend in person at Luigi's. But he'll be hopping in and doing the broadcast with you, Billy, next week. I know you guys did that a couple times last year. You'll do it a couple times again this year. Looking forward to that. It's always fun when you guys get together on the broadcast, I'm sure.
It is. If you think I'm a Newcastle homer, he bleeds blue.
His name's on the field.
Oh,
man. I think he's allowed.
He may be underneath the stands crying right now. I don't know.
Here.
But
Yeah,
he's
Gene,
somewhere here.
Most Racer fans tuned in know, but Gene travels all the road games still.
Yes.
He's part of the team. I mean, he is. He's a member of OSN. He's a big part of what we do. So shout out to Gene. He'll be on the broadcast next week with Billy. Lawman's still in a quarterback. Pressure coming off the outside. He'll take off and run and spin and take a big hit down to the 30. Who else but Shea Spencer? And Lawman is still down. I think they're going to flag Spencer for taunting a bit at the end of that play. He blew up Lawman, who was slow to get up. This has just been a brutal game for Newcastle. And I don't even mean just, the scoreboard, just lots of big hits. It's just been a hard one to get through.
And that was a hard hit. He spun right into it.
Yeah, face to face. And Spencer, a big boy, 6 foot, 244, and drove him right into the ground.
Yeah, you're talking about an 80-pound difference in that one.
Not nothing.
You're right.
And Longman is good, which is nice to see, of course, up on his feet. Going to stay in the game. Penalty goes on Elgin. Does that go first down in the stats? Does that go in the books as a first down? I feel like I should know that.
I don't know.
We're going to count it.
We will.
First down to the 45. That's the Racers' first down of the day. And they're out to the 45-yard line. We actually have another quarterback in there. I said Lawman stayed in. I misspoke. Snap is wide here. And diving on it, that is Ashton Schumard in at quarterback. Now Lawman's back in after one playoff.
Yeah, he may have just had to get his air back.
Yeah.
Because that guy just flattened him.
That was like a take the wind out of you kind of a hit.
Yeah, all I could see up here was 1 foot and 1 arm and a helmet. So I know he was probably gasping for some air.
So the snap wide of the mark. Schumar did a good job just to get on it, avoid complete disaster. They do lose, obviously, 4 yards on it, though. So second down and 14 as Lallman back in the game. He'll give it to Rogers, left side, and nothing there. Who else? Shea Spencer again, the initial contact. Also saw Jace Williams in there. Well, we said Jace Williams' name a lot tonight, too.
Yes.
Shea Spencer has just been a monster.
Yeah, he's just been at every ball, every tackle, every hit. You see big 77 getting up. And you got to give props to him.
So 3rd and 14 coming after the muffed snap, and then the run there for Rogers didn't go anywhere.
Soon we'll see a pass here.
See Lallman air it out, see who he looks for. 4 wide set. Rogers bouncing out. Lallman throws it. That might have been picked off. And it was. Intercepted. Great play on the football by Josh Adesola. And now they're talking about it. That might have been incomplete. It's going to be either 4th down or Elgin ball at the 41. Not sure that throw was intended for. It might have been some miscommunication on that.
That's what it kind of looked like. It kind of fell right there in the middle of it, and they're going to give him the catch.
And they're going to say he caught it. So it's an interception for Adesola. So the turnover there. Lallman dropped back. That little mid-screen play, which we've seen Newcastle use since we've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
That's been a play in the bag of Jeff Brickman. But that one, again, I don't know if there was some miscommunication or if he just missed. It looked like there was nobody really looking for the ball. And it results in an interception. So Elgin gets it back.
Well, and it did. It looked like they were kind of looking at each other, wondering who was supposed to receive it. It would have been a great play, as it was written up as we've seen it in the past.
Yeah.
But you just fell down there. Went right into his hands. It was a good catch by him.
So Elgin takes over at the 41. Still Tress Laura, still kind of waiting. I imagine his day is getting close to over. But still in the game for now. And Tuna still the running back, so we haven't seen Ritson Meyer yet in this second half. And they'll throw out in the flat here to the tight end, Adam Eaton. Eaton runs over a guy, but is tackled down at the 33-yard line.
I think that was
Blake Armstead, number 2.
I think so,
Yep.
yeah.
Blake Armstead on the tackle.
Stayed in there, took a hit, but kept hold of the legs and brought him down.
Well,
good tackle.
When you're outside, grab those legs.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Can't run
best
without
way.
legs.
Yeah, true. Give him 8 yards there. Sets up 2nd down and 2 as we near the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Ritchie gets on the jet sweep.
Good cut.
He cuts back across the field. Schumar slowed him up just enough for the tackle there by Fletcher. It was a little slow to get up, but he's on his feet. 1st down for the Owls up to the 25.
That's a great cut, and just good pursuit by the defense, keeping him in front of him. Get over there and keeping him for at least a miniature gain.
So 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Elgin on the move, looking to add some more. So they're already large lead here at home. Chuck with the sideline. Laura out in the flat, pass caught, and running forward inside the 20 is John Lohman. First time we've said that name tonight, sophomore.
That was quite interesting. I don't know if you noticed, the line just fell down.
Yeah, it was weird looking.
And so
Yeah,
you saw the
didn't know
defensive line looking like, hello. What is that?
You can't see on the broadcast, by the way, but when they get to this end of the field, there are some lights across that are just blinding.
Yes.
What are those? You can kind of see them right at the OEC logo on the broadcast. You can just kind of see them. I don't know what those are, but they are piercing. I made the mistake of looking directly at them a couple of times. 2nd down, run to the left side, and Tuna, he got popped. Brown slowed him down, and then Barker cleaned it up. So that went nowhere. So that's a 3rd down.
That's a good hit, good tackle, kept him in front. Good pursuit there.
4.5 to go in the 3rd.
Man, this is kind of like a deer looking at a truck coming at him.
I know.
My goodness.
I can't even make out what it is because the lights are so bright that I can't see it like around it.
Looks like it's on the light pole.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because there's one at this end, too. The whole game's been on this side. Well, that's not true. I guess the 1st quarter. Third down. Laura faked the handoff, rolls out to his right. We have whistles. Let's see what the call is here. Didn't see a flag come in.
Let's see, false start.
All righty, so a penalty goes on Elgin. We'll back him up to make this third down a bit tougher.
Third down and 9.
Yeah,
maybe
call it
8.
8. Yeah, 23-yard line. Got to get to about the 15. And Tuna's still the running back, so no Ritzenmeyer in the second half. I don't know if they're just giving him a pass. Ritzenmeyer, actually, you can see him on the near side here, helmet off, so he's probably just hanging out. Meanwhile, in Tuna, another big run up the left side. He got popped pretty good, but not before he picked up about 15-plus inside the 10. First and goal, Owls.
Man, that was an incredible hit there by Austin Collins.
Yeah, that was a
you
big
got
hit.
You got to like that. That's a good aggression, not giving up on this game at all.
So first and goal to the 9. As Elgin looking to get up to 50-burger land with another touchdown here. Eaton, the tight end, goes in motion. Laura, high snap. Oh, it's on the turf. And Tuna did a good job to scoop that. He was already on the ground. He kind of just, that was kind of a heads-up play by the young running back in Tuna. Avoid the turnover, but they do lose a few.
Boy, that was good because Antonio, Fletcher, and Brown were all right there trying to jump on it when he grabbed it.
So it'll be second and goal back to the 13 after the fumbled snap/handoff. It was kind of high, threw it all off. Laura tried to hurry it up and get it down to his running back, but couldn't get it to him cleanly. And second and goal. Laura takes a shotgun snap. He'll fire far side. Caught. Adam Eaton. Touchdown. Owls. 13-yarder. Laura to Eaton. And up past the 50 mark now are the Owls. 55, extra point coming.
And that was a good play. They had the others covered, and just first time we've called out that number, they're making a touchdown. Tied in there, and that big number 88, Eaton. And so that was a good play by them. Excellent call. Great pass there by Laura.
Second touchdown toss of the night for Laura. And it makes it 55-0 with an extra point on the way. 7 for 7 tonight. And make it 8 for 8 for the kicker at Aiden Delgado. 2:30 to go in the third. Elgin keeps on piling on. They lead at 56-0. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Back to Elgin. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Appreciate you hanging out with us. The diehards are with us now.
That's right.
56-0. Elgin leaves it late in the third. This drive back is going to be, it was already going to be long, a little bit longer tonight.
Yeah. Well, a lot of things to discuss. A lot of things to get ready for district and
For sure.
Duncan next week.
For sure. Homecoming next week. District play opens. It's a new season. You flip the page. Just got to flush this one. As Longman fields the kickoff again. He's had a couple nice returns. This one, he'll bump his way ahead to about the 23 or 24 or so. We'll see where they spot it. So the Racers will set up camp, just trying to get off that goose egg right now. Down 56-0 here late in the third.
Yeah, that'd be good just to work it down the field and get some things going.
Like we said, Coach's Show on Tuesday night with Gene Reed at Luigi's. That's 6:30. We'll be back on the air next Friday. I say we as in OSN. I will not be there. It'll be Gene Reed filling in alongside Billy and the crew. I'll rejoin you in 2 weeks' time at Midwest City. I'm excited for that. That's another all OSN matchup. Jordan Ray and the OSN, the Midwest City crew.
I'm excited about that, too. See how they do with those Midwest.
Yeah, that's a fun matchup right there.
Mid-Del teams.
Longman pass here on the little slant route is dove for and caught right at the sticks by Schumard. And there's your first down. If they didn't have one earlier, now they do. So a good throw there and a nice sliding grab by, I want to make sure I get it right, Alex Schumard. It's hard to keep track of all those Schumards. Alex, the one on the catch there. First down.
We should just call him by the last name. There's a pass from Schumard to Schumard.
Just have a whole team.
That's right.
All 11.
The Newcastle Schumards. That was a good pass.
That
good
was
job.
a good catch. First and 10 up to the 36. Lawman faked the handoff throw on the flat. This one is off the hands, incomplete. Trying to link up with his man Corbin Brewer there. Couldn't quite pull it in.
Yeah, that was looking like it's getting broke up pretty good, too. It's probably a good drop right there because there were about three guys ready to drop him right where he touched it.
The jugs are going.
Oh. I might hear that in my sleep.
Nightmares. Gonna wake up, cold sweat, 3 a.m. Second and 10. Handoff, fake to Bradley. Lawman will keep up the middle. Oh, some room there for a moment. But a nice tackle to wrangle him down there for the Owls. I think that was Kobe Morton, number 35, I believe, on the tackle. Good run, though, for Lawman. Sets up a third and manageable.
That was a good run. Good cut there. And one thing he did that was real good, he saw it and just shot through it. So that was a good run.
Third down and 3. Bradley, the running back, with Longman. Longman going to throw. He'll fire far side looking for Schumard. Oh, he had some space on him, but he just missed it a little high and a little behind. And it'll be fourth down coming up, and the Racers will punt.
Well, it looked like they're getting a little bit of momentum going and just get down the field.
Schumard had some space there. If that throw was a little more on target, that would have been a catch and a first down, but just missed his man.
And it seems like tonight it's just been like an inch here, an inch there, just a foot here, foot there.
Yeah. It's just, you hate to just write it off, but it really is just kind of like, this is just one of those nights. Like, It's just nothing has really, that's a bread and butter play that, those two probably make 50 times in a row, and they're going to say that Madrano had his knee down. Why not? Right? You know what we're all thinking? Madrano scooped that low snap, and then before he punted it, his knee was on the turf. And so they mark him down right there. So Elgin's going to get it at the 29-yard line.
But I will say this, number 17, Richie Corday was back there, and the ball hit him in the knee. So I'm happy. No, I'm just kidding. That's just it's unfortunate. I would have probably done the same thing, going down to pick up the ball, and you got these black jerseys running right at you.
1:12 to go on the 29. Morale is low in this booth.
Yeah.
Right now. Oh, man. I wonder how Uriah is doing up top by himself. Normally we're all kind of together at home and last week in Blanchard, but we're down in a booth. Uriah's up by himself, just gutting it out, doing a great job. New quarterback in the game as we have a run here to the far side and a good tackle by Longman on the running back, David Cardoza. The quarterback in the game for Elgin is Gabe Rush, who is a senior backing up fellow senior Tress Laura. So a great night for Laura. Did have the 2 interceptions. Want to clean that up, but he was pretty darn sharp otherwise.
He did. He had a good night. He's a really good field general. Just really sees it, knows it,
and we really didn't see him because they didn't need to, frankly, tonight. But we really didn't see him use his legs that much. He can really move too. So this Elgin offense, a lot to like about it. You saw that tonight. Obviously, still seeing it. Second and 10 after the run. They're going to let Rush throw it. He'll fire far side, picked off, intercepted, and taking this one in stride here to the far side. And knocked that bounce at the 40. Rush He'll run down and save it. That was Zach Cragg on the interception. He read that all the way, and it looked like for a moment he might have a chance to house it, but Rush, a good job hustling back, knocked him out at the 40. Third pick of the night for Newcastle.
Boy, they got some motors in this city, in this town, man. That was fast. Seems like all their guys are just so fast. And he did a good job cutting him off and getting him out of bounds.
So the interception by Rush, kind of similar to the one by Lawman, looked like nobody was really ready for that throw. And Cragg, though, read it all the way. You saw him break on it.
Yes. And
he caught that in stride and just, again, good hustle by Rush to get back and break up what looked like for a moment like it could have been a pick six.
Oh.
I've got another flag here. Might be it's somebody on the Newcastle sideline, I think, is getting dinged here. No telling on this one.
No. There's been a couple of times you just saw that flag fly almost out of nowhere.
See our man Gene down there in the mix. He's right about the 42, right on the corner of the screen. Just barely see him.
Yeah. Elcision's having to hold him back.
He'll get out there. He'll suit up if you let him. So it's a sideline. Is it a warning or a penalty? They threw the flag.
No.
So
he's waving off the flag.
Just a warning. Okay. So they'll get at the 40. Caden Lawman's still in a quarterback, so I it certainly seems like Jackson Shaniel's probably taking the rest of the night off, which is not a bad. Again, took a lot of big hits. Took a lot of big hits last week.
Yeah, gave a lot of big hits last week.
Yeah, true. Let him put his feet up the rest of tonight. Lawman, meanwhile, will roll out to throw. He'll fire deep down the middle of the field. He's got Parker all alone. He caught it. Touchdown,
Okay, I'm
Newcastle.
dancing. I'm dancing home.
There you go. First passing touchdown allowed by Elgin in 2 years, and it comes from Caden Longman, a dime down the field to Barker.
Wow. Man.
There you go.
That feels good. You talk about lifting morale, man. That just does you good. Scoring that touchdown and just playing your game, getting ready for next week. Again, everything's focused on next week. Playing Duncan. Duncan is not Elgin. And so getting that touchdown, getting a little something that you can hang your hat on from this week.
Barker just snuck behind the defense, and Lawman found him, threw it out there to him, put it right on him. And the extra point is up and through. Just 6 seconds. We'll stick here as we get ready for the end of the quarter. That was a good play, though, by Lawman. I mean, he found him, and I know that, he kind of threw it on him. He didn't really lead him, but when you're that open, it's almost like just put it on him. He's got so much space. You don't need to – you see quarterbacks all the time, I feel like, kind of, they think like I got to throw it out there for him, which generally speaking you want to do. But when they're that open, it's like don't accidentally overthrow. Just put it on them. And that was a good throw and a good catch and walk-in touchdown.
Yeah, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. The closest defensive guy was about 7 yards from him. So you don't have to really think about you got to hit the perfect spot or this is coming back. Just put it to him, make a touchdown.
So a 40-yard touchdown toss from Caden Lawman to Ian Barker. Gets the Racers on the board. And per Billy Collar, he's going to dance.
I have
later.
to. I have to. It'll be ugly, but I got to.
You made the proclamation.
I did.
So you must.
So if you're listening and you're at the Elgin game, if you could have a bottle of oxygen at the bottom of the stairs, I'm going to Joker dance down the stairs. No, that was a good touchdown. Very happy. Happy to see him get in there.
Just good to, feel like you had something, because it really had been just one thing after another all night tonight. So nice touchdown toss there from Longman to Barker. Gets him on the board 56-7. Still got 6 seconds in this third quarter, so the Racers will boot it away, and we'll get ready to shift on to our final frame here. The jugs are going.
Yeah, the jugs going. And
relentless.
Somebody has a car horn. Wow.
Yeah, where's that coming from?
I have no idea.
I've heard that a few times. I'm not sure if a broadcast has been able to pick that up, but yeah, there's been like a bus horn.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's coming. I don't know where it's coming from. Here's the kick. That's Pfeiffer on the kickoff this time. And it's fielded at the 26. It's fair caught there. Braden McIver. One who pulled that in. So we should have about one more play here, you'd imagine, in this third quarter, and then we'll get on to the final frame.
Looks like we have a different quarterback. Was Lohman in there earlier?
It's still Rush.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Gabe Rush back out there.
Oh, okay, there he is. I was looking at the wrong number.
So Laura, as expected, his night is done.
Yeah.
So Rush trying to bounce back after throwing the interception. He'll hand it off here and getting ahead for just a couple of yards. I think that was Cardoza again. And that'll end the third quarter. At the end of 3, Elgin leads it 56-7 on top of Newcastle. We head to the 4th. We're watching high school football right here live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Back to Elgin, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Carson Wade, the production. Uriah Martinez up top working the camera. Fourth quarter here from Elgin. Owls well out in front, 56-7 on top of Newcastle. Rush the handoff to Cardoza. He's popped. Good hit by Tucker Brown. Short gain, sets up 3rd and long. Make sure we thank our fourth quarter sponsor, which is Focus Federal Credit Union. Drive your dreams with their competitive rates and flexible terms for more than 69 years. Focus Federal Credit Union has continued to deliver innovative products and services to our membership about all things financial by anticipating needs and delivering exceptional member service. See them at their Tri-City branch, 1097 Northwest 32nd Street in Newcastle. Member FDIC, Focus Federal Credit Union. So Elgin taking their time here between plays. You imagine this will be the norm the rest of the way. Both these teams just try to get out of here healthy. Cardoza again on 3rd down, trying to get to the sideline. Nothing there. Blown up by Barker. So Barker having a nice second half. Had the touchdown there and blew up that play. And it's a stop. And the Owls have to punt it away on 4th down.
That was a good stop. Way to get them staying back, not letting them get anywhere. It's good defense.
So the Owls will punt it away. I think that's Lawman back to return. Can't quite see the number.
Kind of looks like him.
Boy, this is quite the punter here. We have Colin Donnelly, the senior linebacker, back to punt. You don't see a punter with a neck roll very often. That's awesome. And it's a flag on the Owls. It was a false start or delay a game? False start is what they have indicated. We'll back them up a little bit.
Yeah, you almost think you'd see that on those NFL films. You know, back in the 70s when, you know, even the punters had to have the roll pads, you know.
Punt is away. It's a high one. Looks like it's going to come down at the 47. Take a big Elgin hop. And it'll roll down at the Racer 41. That's where Newcastle will take over with 10:13 to play here in Elgin, Oklahoma. Appreciate you being with us on a warm Friday night in late September. Kind of crazy. We're already moving on to district play in game 5 next week. After you guys, by the time I get back, we'll be in the second half of the season.
I know. After next week's game.
I know.
It's just flying by. Seems like that first year wasn't really that fast.
Yeah.
And it's just gotten faster every year.
Duncan next week at home, and then we'll go to Midwest City, and then we'll have a bye week, which, you know, I'm not hating it.
No, I think some of these players.
Take a Friday off.
Some of these hurt players probably enjoy that.
And for any OU fans, that's the Friday for OU Texas, too. So that makes it a little bit easier for any OU fans trying to get down to Dallas.
Absolutely.
Me included.
Nice.
Pass here on the slant. Getting across midfield. A good throw by Lawman in there to Austin Collins. Seen Lawman with a few nice throws here, and that's going to be another first down.
Yeah. That was a good pass, one of those good timing passes. So, I wonder if they're just going to kind of do this down the field.
Into Elgin territory at the 49 after that nice throw. We have whistles, and Elgin have to burn a timeout here as they had a couple of late subs running on. So we got a timeout on the field, 9:39 to go. We'll go ahead and take it with them. Elgin leads at 56-7 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We are engineers, scientists, and analysts, the roughnecks, pipe fitters, and welders. We are the workforce that produces Oklahoma's oil and natural gas. We find and deliver the energy that makes this state and country go. We do it better, more safely, with more care for our shared environment than anyone in the world. We do it because our prosperity, our national security, and our way of life depends on us. We do it because we love it.
Back in Elgin, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. Racers have it 1st and 10 at the Owl 49. Elgin had to burn a timeout there. Had some miscommunication, some confusion, some late subs running on. So they took a timeout to clean it up. And we're back to it, 1st and 10. 9:39 to go. Caden Longman faked the handoff, fire. Nice rhythm pass again is caught. And being tackled down at the 44-yard line is Graham White, another freshman. So getting a lot of youngsters in the game here for the Racers, which makes sense. One of the benefits, you want to call it that, of a game out of hand like this. You can work some other guys in.
Well, and those passes in there like that, doing really good. I'm not going to say they've been open the whole game, but you're drawing them in. Maybe here in a second you'll have something down the field like that Ian Barker one.
5-yard gain makes it 2nd and 5. Lawman faked the handoff again. A lot of play action here. Another good pass is caught in stride and wrestled down just shy of the 20-yard line is Zach Cragg. He had the interception earlier. He has a long catch on offense. So Caden Longman engineering some nice drives here. Some good throws right in, rhythm, putting in stride, hitting dudes as they go, and good stuff.
Well, and just good for the team, like you said, looking forward. This is a great team. It's not like Newcastle doesn't know how to play, and so this is showing we're going down the field, we're making plays and running routes.
1st and 10. Lawman avoiding the initial disaster. He takes off scrambling to the far side. Caden Lawman, what a run!
Wow.
By Longman, he goes 21 yards, touchdown Newcastle.
Man.
That was impressive.
That was. That was like scary and then fixed and better, and then he grabbed it and was able to cut, make him miss, and then the speed that he ran that with, getting out over there to the end zone. That was a good job.
Great broken play. I mean, the snap skipped in. It kind of threw everything off. I don't know if that was even a designed run for Longman.
I don't think it was.
He just tried to make chicken salad out of chicken something else, I guess is what Brian Davis would call it. And he was going 21 yards to the house. Quite the run. Pfeiffer's extra point is up and through. And so with 8:29 to go, Newcastle in the end zone again. Still trailing big, though. Elgin leads at 56-14. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Back to Elgin, a little 14-0 run for the Racers, still playing hard. Back-to-back touchdowns, one throwing, one rushing from Caden Longman, the 40-yard Ian Barker, and then he goes 21 yards on the ground himself right there. Makes it 56-14. Caden Longman's had a nice season so far.
He really has. It's been good for him, and seeing him, he's been, I would say one word for him, consistent. He's been consistent.
Our producer Carson's calling for an onside kick. That might be a little bold.
Yeah.
You're still down. You're still down. I'm doing bad math here. You're still down 6 touchdowns with 8:29 to go. I wouldn't hate it, though.
No.
Why not? Spice it up.
I wonder if we'd see the starters come in, though.
Madrano will boot it, so no onside.
Yeah, he booted it.
And it'll go into the end zone again. A lot of touchbacks tonight from Madrano. He's been very good at that all season. So, Elgin offense back out there with Gabe Rush. 8:29 to play. Elgin, by the way, they've got the long road trip next week to Woodward. We went all the way out there last year, and now our buddies with the OSN broadcast for Elgin will be doing the same. I told Vincent Saylor, though, the burgers.
Yes.
The onion burgers out in Woodward.
Phenomenal.
Are elite.
So
Worth
any
the
Elgin,
drive. We don't have any Elgin fans tuned into this game, I'm assuming, because they're all watching the Elgin broadcast. But if there is for some reason, Woodward.
Worth the drive.
Burger. Yeah, just for that.
Worth the drive.
Really good. So they'll be heading out there next week. Meanwhile, Newcastle will get back home after a 2-game road trip. Mentioned, we're in a stretch of 5 out of 6 on the road for Newcastle. Very weird schedule layout. They start with 2 home games. They end with 2 home games. 5 out of 6 on the road in the middle. And the one home game in that is next week against Duncan. It'll be 3 straight road games with a bye. So they have no home games in October.
Yeah.
Very weird schedule this year. Realignment does that. Handoff here and running forward to get a few. First carry of the night, I think, there for Gage Elam, junior running back for the Owls.
It was a good tackle there. You had Thomas Barbie. They're picking him up, sophomore.
It was 28-0 Elgin after 1, 42-0 at halftime, 56-7 after 3. And obviously the touchdown run by Loman there has us at 56-14 as we run under 8 minutes to go. Second 7. Rush will run. Good block there. Antonio Brown was coming after him. There's Ian Barker again, who's been kind of everywhere in this second half. Blew up that play, and a big loss for the Owls sets up 3rd and long.
Yeah, that play got blown up right at the first, and fortunately the running back was able to put a block in there on him, but they just cut down all the momentum, all the speed that was going.
Where do you stand on Owls? You an Owl guy? I think they're kind of creepy.
Well, I'll say this. I'm digging the 50-yard line out there. That at least looks like an owl
it's
that's
a
ready
solid
to
logo.
fight.
It's the same logo we have on our score bug.
But I don't know. It's hard to say fighting owls, you know. There's a few teams
Their
around.
heads can spin all the way around. It kind of just worries me. They freak me out a little bit. This run's not going anywhere. So Racers defense has done a good job. This second unit against, obviously, the Elgin second unit. And it'll be another punt coming for the Owls. There's a lot of Owls, though. And in college football, I mean, OU played one this year in Temple.
Yeah, they weren't even good, though.
No, they were not. Florida Atlantic, I believe, is the Owls. There's another one that I'm blanking on. But they're prevalent.
I think it was up northeast, didn't it?
Well, Temple's in the northeast.
Yeah, is that it?
In Philadelphia. There's at least one more that I'm blanking on. I'll think of it. High snap punt is off the side of the foot. So Racers are going to get good field position here. As they certainly have all the momentum right now with 6:20 to go now. They continue to play hard. At least, again, this is what we talked about. You know, you're not going to come back and win this game. It's 42-0 at halftime. You never say never, but highly unlikely.
Right.
But you wanted to come out and at least put something together the second half to feel good about. You're kind of seeing that now, and I know it's a lot of second-string guys and young guys. You know, Jackson Shale's not in the game. But at the end of the day, it's still touchdowns. You're still getting stopped. You still can take some positivity with you onto the bus ride home. You don't want to just go, you know, the whole night. You never get anything going. So I think that this is still nice for Newcastle, something to take with you into next week.
Well, it shows some settling down and just, like I said earlier, something you can hang your hat on as you go into next week.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line. Lawman will throw. Pass is off the hands, incomplete. Trying to slip that in there to Graham White. Couldn't quite pull it in.
I think you probably heard some feet coming in.
Yeah.
Said there's a flag.
Yeah, there is a flag right near the Newcastle sideline.
Looks like an eligible man downfield.
And did they decline it? I didn't see him. Oh, no. Okay, no, they're marking it back now. So a 5-yard penalty backs him up to the 34-yard line. Still first down, 1st and 15 after that penalty.
I am liking the success they have on those quick slants, though.
Yeah. Wallman's been pretty sharp on those.
Oh.
And now we have another flag coming in here. Is this going to be a false start? I didn't see anybody move. I've said that a few times tonight.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it was. So now 1st and 20.
Man. I have to get my sight checked. But no, that quickly became 1st and 20. There we go.
So back to the 39. Got to get to the 19. Lawman fake the handoff. He'll throw. Step up in the pocket. Pressure coming. He'll take off. Now he's going to fire deep, looking for a man down there. He overshot him. Looked like if Corbin Brewer may have just kept running, he might have had a shot at that, but he kind of pulled up. And the throw sailed over him. So incomplete pass. Sets up 2nd down and 20 coming up.
Yeah, I think in his mind he was going to switch from receiver to blocker, thinking that Caden was going to keep running. And then when he passed, it kind of caught him by surprise.
Second and 20. Allman checks with his line. Now backs up. He'll hand it off to Bradley. Goes to the right side. Not a whole lot there. He's bottled up quickly. Initial contact provided there for the Owls. That's Jake Deal, number 84. Like also Brady Paragoy, 23, got in there.
Yeah, I don't know they got any yards on that. No, just got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I thought he got a couple, maybe not. Yeah, 3rd and 20. What's being marked as. Past the midway point of the 4th quarter. Elgin faithful still loud and into it. Yeah. Some people have left, but still a lot of people here. Enjoying the warm night. High school football late September. Caden Lawman will bounce out to the right. He'll fire down the middle of the field. Looking for Brewer again. And he overshot him. Big hit from behind. And it falls incomplete. And it'll be 4th down and a lot.
It apparently seems that the Elgin fans who have left are not the ones with the gallon plastic.
You know, I know that they've done that. You know, we've been out here before, and I did Elgin in the state tournament in baseball a couple of years ago, and they did it that too, but I'd kind of forgotten. And I honestly saw when we came into the stadium that there was that big table with empty milk jugs. I thought it was some kind of, I don't know what I thought. I guess I didn't think much of it. And that's what it was. I need to get to the bottom of what's in the jugs. It sounds like pennies or something, but I don't think that's right.
I looked at one of them. It looked like black-eyed peas that hadn't been cooked yet.
Okay, like they're real hard. Yeah, I can see that.
Boy, it's loud.
It is, and we're in a box. You know, we had the windows cracked open, but they're not. If we were out there in it, you might be ears ringing a little bit.
Yeah.
This is Madrano on the punt again. It's a high one. It'll bounce inside the 20. That was kind of weird. It's like nobody knew where it was.
Yeah.
That was strange.
They're all over here talking about what they're going to do after the game, and the ball landed out there at the 20-yard line.
So 5 away to go. Elgin gets it back. Obviously just trying to get to the finish line of this one now. Stick with us after the game. If you've been with us this long, you might as well stay to the end. Billy and I will wrap it all up here from Elgin, Oklahoma. We'll look ahead to next week. Homecoming. Duncan coming to town. Duncan was trailing Shawnee at the half. We'll take a peek in and see what they did in their final non-district game tonight. Just 6 district games this year. Again, we said it, in the pregame show if you're with us then. Only 7 teams Newcastle's district, so that obviously increases your odds for the playoffs because it's still 4 spots, 1 less team to take one of those spots. But it also puts a little bit more of an urgency on your district games because there's 1 less of them. It's only 6 district games. You kind of can't really – they're all huge. Yeah. You need them. You need as many as you can get to try and get across that four line. Ball came out at the very end here. I think he was down, and he was.
I think so.
The run there for the Owls, number 41, Dalvin Clark, sophomore. Check 5A, Billy.
Okay.
Get that Duncan score for you. Curious what they were doing tonight against Shawnee. Like I said, down by a touchdown and a half. 21-7 Shawnee in the fourth at last check. So Demons will need to make a comeback. If they can't hang on there, they'll be 2-2 going into that game next week.
Wow.
Big district opener.
Wow.
Handoff here to the left side. Not much there for Clark. That's a big game next week, too. Obviously, they're all huge. I just said that. But you kind of, when you look at the nature of the district, there's some teams at the bottom, Class and SAS, Southeast are probably, not real playoff contention. You got teams at the top, Lawton MacArthur, you would think, Bishop McGuinness. But then there's kind of that hodge in the middle of Newcastle, Midwest City, you probably throw in there, and Duncan. So those games they're all big, but those bubble teams, if you want to call it that, those games are extra big. So that's a huge game next week.
Well, and it's a lot like, we'd say in 4A, there were really no weeks off. All the teams were pretty good. And so that's one of those ones you've got to win.
Clark to the left side. Not much there either. That'll set up fourth down. So that'll be a fun game for you and Gene next week.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'll be trying to peek in as much as I can.
And with it being homecoming, they had mentioned there's a chance it may start at 7:30 because of festivities. But we'll definitely know by the coaches' show.
Yeah,
and can let you
that's
know
why
by
you guys plug in the coaches' show. And also a good plug for the OSN app, which you can get obviously on any iPhone or Android device. Obviously, you have the app on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and everything like that. But the app on your phone, so easy, mobile to keep up with, very easy to navigate. And it lets you know what time broadcasts start and what we have coming up, all that good stuff. Punt here is going to settle down at the 45. That's Newcastle take over with 3:11 to go. So we'll look ahead to that game next week. Excited for that. Sort of district play. The great Gene Reed stepping in here to fill in for me. And I'll be back with you in a couple weeks for Newcastle and Midwest City. Been out to Midwest City a lot for basketball, especially the last couple of years. Obviously defending state champs in hoops last year at the 5A level. I was on the call for that game with the great Jordan Ray, who was on the Midwest City football broadcast for us at OSN. So it'll be cool to see him and catch up with our Midwest City crew. And hopefully that game goes a little bit better than this one. Because the Elgin crew's got the one up on us tonight.
Oh.
Nowhere to go here for Longman.
Yeah, he just got swallowed up right there.
But we'll be pulling for Elgin the rest of the year. Obviously an OSN school. Want to see them go far. This is an Elgin team that, boy, I have a hard time not seeing them at least making a pretty deep run into the postseason. We were talking about at halftime, their schedule, the way it lays out, their district, they could win 8, 9, maybe 10, all 10, like undefeated regular. If they play like they did tonight, tough to beat.
Well, they're going on all cylinders. I mean, just completely on all cylinders.
Bradley bottled up, not much. Might have even lost another yard. Sets up a 3rd and long.
I tell you what, I'm excited to watch Elgin, see how they do through the rest of the season. And then I would not be shocked to see, like, if it was a Tuttle.
Yeah, that's interesting, too, because we've seen 3 of the biggest contenders in 4A right in a row. And Tuttle obviously looked great. Blanchard looked really good in some areas. But Elgin's looked incredible.
Yes.
But, you see how the season shakes out, and those will be interesting matchups down the road if they match up in the postseason. They're not in the same district.
Right. And that's where
down the road, that'll be fun.
That's where I think Tuttle and Blanchard will knock one or the other out.
Wallman faked the handoff. And some pressure. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Bouncing around. Really doing a good job avoiding all the pressure. Pass deflected. Almost intercepted. Going complete. Caden Longman just dancing around back here looking like Kyler Murray.
Oh, man. He ran into the crowd and popped out the other side.
Clock stops at 1:39. Racers have to punt it away again. And I would imagine that Elgin will probably try to sit on it from there and take us home. Really appreciate everyone who's hung out with us if you're still with us again.
Yes.
And, This game, it was a tough one tonight. We've been spoiled. We haven't had to deal with a lot of these. In fact, we haven't dealt with any of these to quite this degree, but always fun to hear to still be at a high school football game watching Racer football on OSN. So
just love football.
There are worse things to be doing still.
Yes.
4th and 14, Madrano will punt it away. We'll set up and boot it. It'll go out of bounds. 1:32 on the clock. Looks like they're going to mark it at the Elgin 24-yard line.
Nope. Walking back.
They pump faked me. 28.
Well, just to give you an idea, you have Blanchard leading Guthrie by 3 points, 27-24.
That's impressive.
So,
and we already saw Tuttle beat Guthrie as well this year, back in the opener. And obviously Guthrie is a team that, is widely looked at as a contender in 5A. It's just kind of, it's interesting when you get those cross classes, because you just incorrectly assume if they're in 5A and they're a contender in 5, they're going to be better than a 4A, and it's like not necessarily.
Right.
There's some teams, and this Elgin team, who again went undefeated in 5A last year, got beat 7-6 by Claremore in the quarterfinals, right, of the postseason. They moved down with realignment this year, and we all at OSN said, "Oh man, I mean that's a team that was competing for 5A titles. They're going to have a shot to make some serious damage." And so far, I would say, that's looking like it.
Well, and all I can say
They'll
is
nail it out here.
Playing a 6A team and then 3 4A teams.
Yeah,
glad we're out of there.
Right, and exactly. That's a funny thing with it too. You open up with a 6A2 team that you double up at home, and then you lose 3 straight to 4A teams. That's kind of the funny nature of it, and the weird thing with realignment and teams moving up and down. And
well, that was the higher end of the 4A.
Oh yeah, I mean, these are literally 3 of the top 5 teams in 4A.
I was going to say the same thing.
Maybe the top 3. And I'll say Wagner certainly belongs in that mix as well.
Yeah,
but 3 teams. If you said all 3 of those teams are in the semifinals, at the end of the year, you wouldn't be surprised in the slightest.
Not at all.
And obviously Newcastle was a 4A team as of 5 months ago, 6 months ago. So it's not like, this is the level they were at. Yeah. So disappointing, last few weeks. So close to that big Blanchard win. You hope for a bounce back performance tonight, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
As Elgin wins it big, the clock will tick out here. The teams will get out and shake hands as the final seconds tick down. Again, stick with us for after the game. We will wrap it all up from Elgin as the Owls knock off the Racers 56-14 here from Elgin, Oklahoma. All right, we'll step aside. Post-game show on the other side of this break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, back in Elgin, wrapping this one up. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. Elgin wins it 56-14 over Newcastle. Obviously, we touched on a lot of it in that second half, but a disappointing game, obviously. There's no real way to spin zone a a 42-point loss. It's just kind of, I think, what you have to just say for Newcastle, and Coach Brick was talking to the team right now. I think what you kind of have to say is, played a really good team on the road. We didn't play well. They did, and this is what happens sometimes. And when you play enough good teams and you don't bring your A game, and they do, it kind of lines up, and this is kind of what happens, like I said, sometimes.
Well, and you could say this is a bad game if Elgin was in the middle of 4A. If they were if they get beat.
And it's a team that was at the top of 5A last year.
Right. Everybody was shocked when they got beat. But if they lose 3 of their next 5 games, then you can say, bad loss. Now, again, is it a good loss? There are no such things. But I think some things you can take now is, all right, we got that behind us. We showed how tough we are. We showed we can stand up to these good teams. I don't know that the teams they're playing now outside of Bishop McGinnis, possibly Lawton Mac, is going to be on the level of your Tuttles, your Blanchards, your Elgins. I'm excited. I was telling you during the break, I'm excited to watch the 4A playoffs now.
Yeah. It's going to be a heavyweight fight down the top. Some of these top. We've seen them all, so we'll have some good point of reference.
That's right.
When we get there. So Elgin wins at 56-14. Obviously dominant win. Like we said, back home next week, start of district play. There's a construction crew beneath us. I don't know what that is.
Wow.
Back to district play next week, or start of district play, back home with Duncan coming into town. Duncan was trailing last we looked. They're, look like they're going to probably be 2-2 going into that game. Some early thoughts there. Obviously, it's a good opportunity for a bounce back, but also not a game that you can just sleepwalk through either.
No.
Duncan's another solid team, so we'll see what we're working with next week. But huge game next week. It's a new season. Start district play, 1-3 through the gauntlet. We talked about how tough it was going to be, but they got every chance in the world to put together a really good rest of the season and get in the playoffs. I feel like, and that starts next week.
Right. Well, and they did exactly. I mean, I don't know about you, but I said first of the year if they go 1-3, that's expected.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they've done. Now we're going to get into district. Let's see how they do. I was looking at Duncan and who their wins are against. They beat Bridge Creek by 1 point. They beat Cache by 6 points. Lost to Guthrie 54-12, and then
they're going to lose to Shawnee. Last I checked, 3 minutes left. They're down 21-7.
So their wins, I would not say are quality wins.
Right.
So that's something that you can tuck in there, but at the same time, that doesn't guarantee you a win.
No, if you want to do, favored, Newcastle will be favored next week.
Yes.
I know you don't have Vegas lines on high school games, but you get the idea.
You have Oklahoman lines.
Yeah, right. No, big opportunity next week. You have to just find a way to just flush this. It's the only choice you have. And you start district play. It's a new season. You're 0-0 in district play, which is what, at the end of the day, determines postseason. And looking forward to it, though. I mean, I wish I could be on the call for it, but I'll be tuned into you and Gene, and I'll catch up with you in a couple weeks for Midwest State. That'll be a fun one, too.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's going to be fun. I think those of you that are very frustrated with a 1-3 start, I think you're going to find some excitement moving on from here because these are going to be much more quality. These count. These are these are the games that get you into the playoffs, and that's the goal. Make it into the playoffs, make it to state. What they've gone through right now has not stopped them, stopped them from the playoffs or anything, but it also, they can't just take it easy and pretend like they can coast either.
Sure.
But I think next week will kind of be, I think with both of us being fairly equal in the rankings in 5A, District 1, I think that'll be a good sign next week of where we're at, where we fit in the pecking order in Division 1.
Big game next week. You beat Duncan next Friday, and it's one game, and you have the whole rest of the season, the whole back end of the whole, obviously, the chunk of district play. But if you beat Duncan next week, it's very fair to say you are in the driver's seat for a postseason run. So, big game next Friday. Look forward to that. Be sure to tune in to the Coach Show on Tuesday with Gene Reed. And then Gene will be hopping on with you, Billy, next Friday for that game back at Racer Stadium and Gene Reed Field as the Racers will take on the Duncan Demons. Pregame tentatively set for 6:30, kickoff at 7. Keep an eye out for that if they want to move that around with homecoming. But that's the plan as of now next week. So that's it for this one. You good? I think we're ready to get out of here on this one.
Good-ish. I got to dance now.
Yeah, you do. They got the long passing touchdown. First passing touchdown Elgin gave up in 2 years.
That's right.
It's amazing.
So you say what you want, but we scored a passing touchdown
there
on
you go.
Elgin.
Caden Lawman, that bomb. You got to love it.
There you go.
That's it for us. Elgin wins it over Newcastle, 56-14. They go to 3-0. They'll head to Woodward next week. That game will be on OSN. Good luck to Elgin
Alcioa attend school throughout the rest of the season. Racers will be back home for the start of district play with the Woodward Boomer. Or no, excuse me, I got them mixed up. The Duncan Demons are coming to Newcastle next Friday. That's it for Carson Wade on the production. Uriah Martinez up top working the camera. My color man, Billy Collier. I'm Josh Calloway signing off from Elgin. The Owls get it done 56-14. We'll see you next Friday. Pregame 6:30 ahead of the Racers and the Duncan Demons, the start of district play. Good night, everybody.